What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by HelloFresh. I love HelloFresh because you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. If you break it down, here's what it means. You don't have to go to the grocery store. Boom! Count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. Boom! And this is because there's so much less waste. You get exactly the right amount of food for the number of people on your HelloFresh order. So if you order meals for two, it is exactly the right amount of meat, protein, produce, and spices to make those recipes, meaning you're getting farm fresh produce that arrives within a week, right? You're not skimping on quality, but you get the convenience. You're saving that time, that half hour, 40 minutes or more a day going to the grocery store, right? And you're not buying more spices, more proteins, or more vegetables than you need to make those recipes. So it really cuts back on food waste. It also cuts back on time spent in the kitchen when things are pre-measured. You don't have to use your dishes or your measuring cups to measure them out. You don't have to wash as many things. And in my experience, you can cook these meals from HelloFresh within about 30 to 40 minutes, totally start to finish. HelloFresh can save you money. It's 72% cheaper than a restaurant meal of the same quality, and you can save on average over $65 a month by using HelloFresh instead of grocery shopping. That's more money to put towards those other 2022 goals of yours. They offer 50 menu and market items each week to choose from, including vegetarian, calorie smart, family friendly, and gourmet options, providing a ton of variety. This week, they've got hibachi sweet soy bavette steak and shrimp. They've got white cheddar Wonder Burgers, making restaurant quality meals available right in your home kitchen. They offer the flexibility you need to easily customize your order online or in the app, change your delivery date, your food preferences, your plan size, or skip a week whenever you want to if you need a break or you're going out of town. HelloFresh also, if you like cooking at home, it's not like all of a sudden HelloFresh means you're not cooking. You are cooking. You're learning new techniques, learning new combinations of foods, learning new recipes, and you can keep those recipe cards and then, double, triple, or quadruple the recipes if you want to cook that meal for a bigger group later on. You don't lose the knowledge and you don't lose the recipes. It is brilliant. So go to HelloFresh.com/SmokingTire16 and use code SmokingTire16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. All right? HelloFresh.com/SmokingTire16 and then use code SmokingTire16 for 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. It is a kick-ass deal, folks. We're also brought to you today by Valvoline, America's very first motor oil brand. That's right. For 150 years, Valvoline has been innovating, creating, and reinventing motor oil. From the first high mileage to the first synthetic blend to the first racing oil, they've never stopped pursuing innovation to maximize engine life. And their latest innovation is extended protection full synthetic motor oil, providing 50% better wear protection than industry standards and 10 times stronger against oil breakdown. Valvoline Extended Protection is specifically formulated with dual defense additive technology, combining an innovative additive boosted with a fortified detergent system. And you may not think you're a severe driver, but short trips, towing, extreme temperatures, turbocharged engines, heavy loads, and spirited drives put extra pressure on your engine. So get that Valvoline Extended Protection today. They are the only motor oil with a dedicated engine lab where they can run their own testing and standardized engine testing right in their own facility. They're the world's #1 supplier of EV battery fluids, offering tailored products to help extend vehicle range and efficiency. And Valvoline is proud to be the official motor oil of Hendrick Motorsports. This year, Valvoline driver Kyle Larson was crowned the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series regular season champion with 9 wins and 2,000 laps led. So head over to your local auto parts store and ask for Valvoline Extended Protection by name. Thank you to Valvoline for sponsoring today's show. Lastly, of course, it's Squarespace. I have a lot of experience with Squarespace. It made it very easy to not only create the Westside Collector Car Storage website, but also the Smoking Tire website all by myself. They've got the widgets that makes it easy. It's an all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your own business, right? It's just like a Windows or a Mac folder system where you make folders and subfolders, and that's web pages and sub pages. They've got these easy templates for you to drop in imagery, use graphics, either built in or your own, help write text, create links and URLs, even bring in animations or social media connectivity. You can connect your YouTube channel, you can connect your Instagram, you can make features that automatically update. You can make a website that has access by multiple people if you've got a web designer or a social media person or different bloggers who want to work on your website. I mean, everything about Squarespace just makes it super, super easy and straightforward because you don't want to have to learn like HTML. You don't need to be like a traditional designer to have a website. Your business might be flowers or food or talking about cars. Why have to learn advanced web programming for that basic stuff? Squarespace has e-commerce built in. You could have a member area built in with a paywall. You could have videos from YouTube, Vimeo, or any other platform built right into the Squarespace site. Connect your social media accounts, like I said. You could have multiple contributors, and of course, you've got web analytics, so you can see how your website performs over time with easy-to-use insights into top traffic sources, products, device types, browsers, etc. And you own all of the content you put on Squarespace. It's one-click data portability, and you own that content. It is an excellent, excellent way to make your own website no matter what your business or personal needs are. So head over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/tire. That's squarespace.com/tire to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Squarespace.com/tire, 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. All right, folks, on this episode of the podcast, Reggie Watts is in studio. This dude is a legend. It's comedy. He does music. He combines the two. He's sort of like a modern Andy Kaufman type of character, using disorientation methods, language, music, and looping to confuse the audience into really having no idea what they're seeing, but knowing that it's awesome. We've recently discovered that this man is awfully into cars as well. He has made himself a bit of a fixture in the LA car scene in the last couple months, and we could not help but get him into the studio. And joining him is our pal Christian James Hand, who has the Session IG Live. You can listen to his amazing music breakdowns on Instagram Live at the Session IG Live, at least until the COVID thing blows over and makes it safe to have indoor live shows again. And then you can catch his live sessions touring around the country once that goes down. So, Reggie Watts and Christian James Hand are on the Smoking Tire Podcast.
There's a fucking movie called
Does someone play Alec Baldwin?
Framing John DeLorean.
Oh.
Yeah, where John DeLorean plays Alec Baldwin.
It's like a docudrama.
What? So it's the weirdest. This is the weirdest movie ever. It's a biopic of John DeLorean with Alec Baldwin playing John DeLorean, but interspersed with documentary footage and photos of the real John DeLorean. But then they break the fourth wall, and the characters give you some of their thoughts on the scene, situation, as themselves.
Yeah, it's really
but
weird.
still in hair and makeup. So now we're talking to Alec
the
Baldwin.
actors?
Yeah. So it's Alec Baldwin giving his feedback on what he thinks DeLorean was going through as playing DeLorean
in the fucking movie. It's not the extra features.
No.
It's in the movie.
It's so weird.
Oh
It's like
my
3 movies
God.
in one.
I can't wait.
Bizarre
Yeah.
as hell.
I can't wait.
It's-
I
and you go,
that's
how
so
the
my
fuck
shit.
did this get made?
Oh my God.
And but when Alec Baldwin is, he's not playing John DeLorean. He's playing Alec Baldwin.
Playing John
in
DeLorean.
fucking bushy
Prosthetics
eyebrows.
and the whole 9 yards. Yeah, it's got like prosthetic. It's fucking.
It's like a 30. It's like his 30 Rock character, but just with the DeLorean shit. On. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Oh gosh, I
It's
have so
worth
much,
your 90 minutes.
I'm so there. I mean, because the DeLorean itself is such an iconic, almost
and the
vehicle.
story is fucking crazy too.
It's a crazy story, right? Yeah.
And if you know that if Colin Chapman didn't die, because Colin Chapman from Lotus, the founder of Lotus,
right.
he was involved in the development of the DeLorean, and he and John DeLorean collectively scammed an unbelievable amount
fucking
of
Irish
money
government.
from the government to do this car. He died in no, that's Colin McRae. He had a heart attack.
Yeah, it
he
was
died.
yeah.
If he didn't die, he would have gone to prison for it, for sure. He was absolutely guilty into all of
Oh
it.
yeah,
criminal.
the government was going for him.
They were going for it.
Despite and also the cocaine.
That actually was John DeLorean, not involved with Colin Chapman. That was a separate,
So just separate criminals.
separate crimes.
Separate crimes.
All right, do we exist now, Zach? Okay, the stream has been validated. It feels very good about itself.
The Zach has nodded.
The Smoking Tire Podcast is here. Reggie Watts is in studio with us today.
Good evening.
Good, and we don't know who he's going to be at any given moment.
No.
Christian James Hand is sitting.
I'm
going to
be Reggie Watts.
No, you're just our musical liaison.
Thanks,
for the
man.
day.
I'm here to translate.
Yeah. I sat in with Reggie doing the session with you, and
Yep.
then you said it's a circle. It's a circle of radio happening today. We had a nice drive this morning. Went up the mountain. Good vibes.
It's really nice.
And your
Yeah.
beautiful Aventurine 992.
My Adventurine 992.
Why do you have Dead Kennedy stickers on both your Porsches? You that big of a fan?
Here's what's weird. My ex-girlfriend would be laughing at me right now, but I like the Dead Kennedys in that my friends were huge fans in high school. So so I was exposed to them, but I never bought their music. I never had their music, but I loved the vibe of it. And Jello
Sure.
Biafra was like sick, and I loved like his long monologues and things like that. Beautiful, amazing. But I love that symbol. So I love what I was exposed to, and so what that felt like. And then I just love the graphic. It's so striking
brilliant.
and so iconic. And so I don't know what it was. I just liked the way it looked, and I thought on a car, it looks a little pirate. It's like a little.
It is. It's kind of like a pirate flag.
A little pirate flag.
Yeah.
But it's a nice symbol, and if you don't know who it is, you're still like, oh, what is that? That's kind of a dope logo,
Cool.
whatever it is. So anyway, so it's like a good luck charm that I put on. I had them on my Teslas too.
Can I make a
Do you have
confession?
A stack of them at home.
I have a few, yeah. I save them though; they're special.
I park over by the Whole Foods. Well, I won't again because I got a ticket this time in the yellow. So I was walking across and I was coming through the parking lot and the car was parked there, and I literally went, "Look at this fucking asshole with this fucking Porsche fucking car with a goddamn Dead Kennedys fucking sticker on the back of it. What kind of fucking Malibu douchebag thinks that they're getting cred out of this fucking horseshit? If I ever meet this guy," and then when you pulled out and I was like, "That car's dope, that color's amazing," and then you pulled and the back of it was the DK sticker, I was like, "Oh, that's the douchebag who drives the fucking Porsche." And all I could think in my head was I saw a Deadhead sticker on a Cadillac, and I was trying to turn that into a song lyric of a
Right.
DK sticker on a Porsche.
On a
Taycan.
Taycan.
It'll kind of work if you ever.
Like you almost went Boys of Summer.
I almost went Boys of Summer, and I was like, I saw a DK sticker on a Porsche Taycan.
Taycan,
A
no,
voice
it doesn't
inside
work.
my head said, "Don't look back." You'll never look
Saw a DK sticker on a Sport Turismo. No, it doesn't work.
But did you check out the nice sticker next to it?
I didn't. I was so distracted. What's the one next to it?
Nice, spelled Nice. They are this local hardcore band led by this woman named Mimi, and she's a destroyer on stage.
Oh, really?
And she's got one of the best screams I've heard.
Oh,
and
let's go see them. Oh.
Yeah.
And look, she's got the look.
She's
Like
got
fucking
the
looks
look.
like Elvira.
Punk as fuck.
Yeah, she's
Ooh,
punk.
That's dope.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
I imagine that chick could scream.
she Yeah, it's
Makes it
great,
happen.
and just like a sick performer, and the whole band, insane. And one of the best drummers in town, one of the best. I mean, true punk drummer, but just all around drummer. Yeah. Guitar players, innovative, double stack, switching between them, using them in stereo effects, and her stage presence. And then they got this new bass player who I haven't heard yet, but I imagine it's probably just holds it down. Anyways,
Nice.
That sticker's on there too.
Yeah.
So those
Right.
are, but that was a big deal for me to put that nice because I was like another sticker that
Yeah.
I dig the way it looks.
You should put the sticker in my face right next to it. Just
But
right
also-
above the nice.
What if I put it right over it? It's round, so this would fit right in the center, and people would get it.
It's a trifecta. Would be the DK,
I'll
the nice,
find-
and then that right above it.
I'll find a sneaky place for this.
You appeared in the LA car scene like a month ago. Yeah. Where the fuck were you?
Made
this
quite
whole
an
time.
entrance.
Like all of a sudden, like there you are. Like Byron was like, "Hey, I brought Reggie." I was like, "What? Reggie? What do you mean?" And then all of a sudden, Johnny's like, "Hey, here hanging out with Reggie." I'm, what the fuck? We go to Bill's, and you're like, "Hey, you're mad." I'm like, "What the fuck? Why does Reggie know who I am? This is crazy. You're out of nowhere. You're now in LA car scene. What the fuck?"
I mean,
when did this happen?
It's shocking. It's shocking how quickly.
Were you just DL before that?
I think I was. You know what it was? I researched a lot on my own, watched videos, like every video, whatever, of anything that I'm super into. Been watching that, and I love it. But it's just, I guess I just never knew anybody that liked cars in my circle enough to go to things like this or that make a living off of it, or anything like that. And so, yeah. So then when Byron showed up at a comedy gig at Best Fish Taco in a C4S, and I was like, oh shit, who's that cat? And then it was like, oh, that's Byron. Crazy.
Well, there's a few comedians that are real. I mean,
makes
Tony
sense.
Hinchcliffe, he's got a Z06 Vet.
Oh, sick.
Segura.
Tom Segura is a huge car fan.
Gotcha.
Obviously Seinfeld.
Well, Seinfeld, yes,
Oh,
goes
yeah,
without
yeah,
obviously.
Yep.
Leno, obviously.
Yep.
But
Jeff Dunham.
we're really talking a lot about Jeff Dunham today.
Batman.
But yeah.
I will say though, it's remarkable how absent the music dudes are in the LA like the Malibu. It's
Yeah.
you and Mish
Tosin.
and me
And Tosin.
and Tosin. That's it. Like there's no other.
Yeah, you're right. Rivera, Paul Rivera.
Paul Rivera,
Yeah.
and he actually the next time he's supposed to come and he's supposed to bring Paul Jackson Jr. with him, which will be sick because
Okay.
Paul's got like some ancient like 57 fucking dragster thing he's going to be bringing. But yeah, so there's not really a lot of the. I would have thought there would be way more music characters in it hanging out than there are.
Maybe they just don't like people. Maybe they like cars but not people.
I think it's that, but I think it's more that they're actually they're asleep that time. They're
not
they're
music
getting up
people
at
are not
fucking
morning
Sunday
people.
8 o'clock in the morning.
I have to admit, it is very challenging for me. But I love it enough now that
it's worth it.
It's just great. It's just good to be able to just get out of a car and it's like, I know about cars, but I'm always learning. And I have my passions and my zones that I feel pretty comfortable in, but the rest is all learning. So hanging around everybody and learning about cars and the history of cars and how they have a career inside of cars or just are fans or enthusiasts or whatever. It's just great to be able to be around all that. And it's a trip because I'm like, whoa, this is when I see pictures online or or videos or whatever. Oh, that's this thing or
That's
these
how
are
we
these
feel
people.
about you.
Really?
Yeah, like, oh, that's the guy. That's the guy
yeah.
with the fucking hair. That's that guy.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
No, because because you're so, like, in person, you're very, like, you're just fucking a mellow dude. And your comedy is fucking off the wall. I mean, I don't even know if I can call it, like, your performance
Performance
is,
art.
like, I don't even know how to place it. It's like, to me, it's like a very modern Andy Kaufman kind of thing where, like, I don't really even know what I'm watching. I just know that a lot of time went into making it. It's fucking
Yeah,
nuts.
right. I respect the amount of time this cat
Yeah,
surely took making this happen.
Yeah, like are you writing these crazy fucking bits you're doing? Are you improvising on stage? Like, how do you decide to like what your act is?
I don't really think much about it. So I wait till I get if I have a show or whatever it is, I wait till I get there. And then then they say it's time to go on and then
Seriously?
I go on. Yeah,
You
'cause-
just freeform it.
yeah,
That's so awesome.
I have to because if I plan something, generally I'll fixate on making sure that I get it right. or if there's any kind of a structure, if I have to memorize lines or, I rehearse a certain thing. As opposed to if I was playing like 20 nights in a row and I started organizing my show similarly every night, then it would, by the end of the show, it would be a show.
Yeah.
But I can't like sit down and do like premeditated whatever set lists and stuff. I just love going out there and seeing what happens.
Like what the vibe is and responding to that.
Was that what you did at the El Cid shows?
Yeah.
Wow, because Reggie did it was how many weeks did you do at El Cid?
It was a while. It was like we did probably 6 or 7 months every Tuesday?
Yeah. At El Cid with a fucking ridiculous band, dude. That engine room of that bass player and that drummer and that thing were fucking bonkers.
Yes.
And it looked like a well-oiled machine that had like rehearsed and was like sweating the set lists beforehand, and it was just like fucking wing it.
No, that was Kip Winger
Amazing.
all the way. Yeah, we
so good. Those shows were great.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, really
thanks.
great.
Yeah, to me that's fun. I love like because like you can jam musically. It's great when you get the right people. It's good vibes, good communication. Everyone kind of just tunes in, and the thing just happens.
Wow,
and it's beautiful. But and the same thing for me on stage. I love just like riffing by myself, and that's fun. And that's why for me, cars have always been something I'm super into because I love design, I love engineering, I love technology, and I love the idea of synergizing with machines, and I love that feeling of driving. It's like I always want to feel like I'm piloting, a vehicle.
Yeah.
Like I want to feel like I'm piloting it. I'm not a driver.
Well, that's why it's good to have our mountain roads that we have here. Because you
amazing.
can get
So
a real
lucky.
kind of flow going.
Yes.
Especially with your Taycan.
Oh my God.
That's like the electric stuff it feels like flying a glider sometimes. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's so refined.
Yes.
And
very overly. You've got way too much power.
well, in a turbo or a turbo S, yeah, you do.
It's
really sickness-inducing.
So much. It really is. There are times when I've driven and I'm like, okay, here I go. I'm just like, go for it. And it's and driving those things, really, it's about weight management. So you're just like managing this weight, but that weight and that power and those speeds, the amount of force that's generated, it's just, it feels like you're in Tron. It's the closest thing to Tron.
And remember back in you ever read about how back in the day they used to think, in like the early 1900s, like if you go 100 miles an hour, your face will literally tear off. Your face isn't going to tear off, but like in a Taycan Turbo S on that road we were on today, which is where I tested that car, I made myself quite ill.
Yeah.
I was driving. It wasn't like I was someone else. I made myself sick driving because the acceleration was so fierce.
Yeah.
And when it's an electric car, that idea of beating the shit out of the car just doesn't exist.
No.
There's no strain.
Oh, that's totally true. Yeah. You're not redlining something and hearing it fucking.
Yeah, there's no mechanical
right.
sympathy. It's just like, and you can do it and make yourself feel pretty fucking sick.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But it's also, I like, because I drove mostly electric cars since being in LA. I had a P85D, then a P100D, and now the Taycan.
Now you have a real car.
Now I have a car that actually has feeling to it. I love the P100D. I drove it. I did it. But man,
It's a dragster.
You jump, yeah,
It's a dragster.
That's it. And it's just golf cart, souped up golf cart like kind of vibes, digital, disconnected, or video gamey.
Yeah.
Video gamey.
Well, it's like if it feels that there's an autistic person at the helm of the company that created it. Like, in all honesty,
thinks
right?
driving is bad.
Right, like it's like created by a dude who's like, the emotion of the thing is not important, whereas the Porsche's like, it's all emotion.
Yeah, totally. It's like, do you feel this? Do you feel it? Oh, do you feel it? Yes, good.
Well, and you were born in Germany, right?
I was born in Stuttgart.
So do you have a connection to Porsche because of that, or is it just you just like the cars?
It's my mother's French, but being born in Stuttgart, I have to say of the countries that I visited in most of Europe, the one that I probably vibe with the hardest is definitely Germany, like Germans. The mentality of Germans, a little bit of Swedish too, but mostly German mentality, because they're a perfect combination of liberal, but very conservative and structured.
Yeah.
They have this really good handle on these two energy forms, and so for me, I love efficiency.
Oh,
We will have
design.
a very good road, and we will let you go as fast as you want.
Yes. So it's like, well, you need a road, so like, okay, you're gonna build that road? Yes. Okay. Good.
Whenever I go on these Porsche press launches
Yeah.
and stuff, and the engineers are there, and they have the driest sense of humor fucking
Oh
ever.
my gosh, yes.
And they go, "How did you like the car?" And you go, "Well, I thought it was great. The seats were really, really comfortable." They go, "We know this is why we make them like this." They're like, whatever you go, the engine is very good. Yes, we know. This is why we make things like this, because we know it is very good.
That's what I love. That's what I love about the German sensibility. They're just like, they're just gonna tell you what they think, and it's not an insult. It's not.
Yeah.
There's nothing to it other than just like, no,
It's
this is how I
efficient.
feel. It's
Yeah.
very
It's
efficient.
efficient.
It's like, yeah, no harm taken.
Yeah, I remember being on tour and us barreling down the road, and then suddenly the driver pulling over to one side, and then us looking out the front of the bus and realize that so that the emergency vehicles could go up the middle of the fucking street, and
Yeah.
nobody moved until the emergency vehicles are like, it is now clear for everybody to move. And I was like, that's so fucking efficient.
Yeah.
Get the obstacles out of the way entirely, and nobody's like, fuck you. They're like, oh, that's what you have to do to help people out who are in a car accident a million miles down the road. I was like,
Man.
this is so efficient.
Man, I love it. I
Driving
love
in
it.
Germany is very civilized.
Yeah.
it is.
Even at ridiculous speeds.
Well, it's tough. Like I got really spoiled when the 992 came out,
Yeah.
Porsche. I got to drive it. I go to Stuttgart, pick up the car, drive it to Leipzig, get on a cargo jet with the car. It was like 3 journalists, 3 Porsches, cargo jet
What?
to Ohio from Leipzig.
What?
And then drive the car, same car in America. So tested the same car on 2 continents. It was fucking cool. Really, really cool.
That's gorgeous. Congratulations.
It was it wasn't my car, but it was awesome.
Yeah, but that's an amazing
congratulations on your life.
Yes,
thank you.
totally.
But it was really weird because when I left Germany, I was like, oh my God, driving this thing in America is going to fucking suck after Germany. But what was so weird was the adrenaline spikes of going like 500 miles in Germany of you must go 100 kilometers an hour and not one other. And then the sign changed and now it's unlimited.
Yeah. Yeah.
180 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Wah! And then hard limit again,
Yes.
cameras, average
Yes.
speed. And that was like actually very tiring. And then in America, when I was driving from Ohio to Tennessee, and I could kind of just weave through traffic at 80 or 85, I didn't have these big spikes and crashes, and clearly the system wasn't as efficient for everybody,
Yeah.
but I didn't get as tired from these adrenaline spikes. I was able to maintain a
I
consistent
see.
level of energy while driving. It was very interesting.
Well, because also you got
Makes
to
sense.
be hyper vigilant at speeds of that variety. So your brain is doing
Yeah, well, you get these
batshit amounts of
monster
computation.
adrenaline spikes.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then sitting at 100 kilometers an hour
Right.
in a Porsche, it's like that's so slow.
Right.
And yes, everyone is going. There's no traffic, but it's like really hard to stay awake.
It's intense. I would go at night.
Yes.
Yeah, I would go at night, and I had rented a R8 V10 Plus.
Oh yeah. Well, those are good.
And it was just sick. And so I'd wait like Tuesday night, Wednesday night, 1 a.m. Nobody's, and there's like nice little stretches, little sections of Autobahn that kind of go around the city. So I just like head out, and it only takes like 15 minutes. I'm there.
Unlimited
and
section.
Unlimited, no one around. Just like a couple. My favorite thing was, I thought I was going to listen to techno, like hard techno, because I was
When
like,
in Germany.
this is it. But then I realized no music at all. Apparently,
Oh,
not
nice.
at those speeds.
Yeah,
no
yeah,
music
true.
at all.
Oh yeah,
Just listen-
Germans.
just
No
listen-
music, no beverages.
no music. Well, this is just me nerdling, and I had the music going. I was like, no, and I turned it off. I was like, just the car at those speeds. But my favorite thing was a line of 5 trucks, far right lane, like just like cruising, coming up on them, and it was like an overpass. It was like, and then the trucks.
Oh, they
Done.
all just fucking
I just passed them that quickly, and it was like that's the only thing that I could tell, because at that speed, and those roads are built for those speeds. There's never any you never feel like you're getting air. You
Yeah.
never there's no ramps. And
You can
there's
cover ground at unbelievable
Oh,
pace.
it's insane. So you don't get a sense of the speed
Well,
either.
if you're going 80 miles an hour, some of those turns feel like straightaways, and then when you're going 150, they feel like turns. Like they've made them so gentle and gradual because they need to be able to handle it at that speed.
Yes.
And it doesn't really feel like a turn. And then when you turn the wick up, you're like, oh, okay, this is some G-force.
Did you go and hit the Alps at all while you were there?
No, I haven't gotten there.
Next trip, it's about the Alps.
Oh,
it's because
my lords.
it's like It's like the roads that we have here, except so much more beautiful. Like just the vivid colors and the cloud kind of settling between the two mountain peaks, like all that. It's just and then that clanking of cowbells.
Yes,
the
yes,
distant
yes.
clanking of cow. That's just delightful. It's like Switzerland. Switzerland is really is what it's all about. Yeah. What was your first car?
A Renault 18i
Oh, in America or in Europe?
in America.
Oh shit.
In Montana.
Mine was a Renault
A Renault in
Encore.
Montana. That'll get you beat up in Montana.
There you go.
Both have
Renaults,
French
buddy.
cars in America.
Yeah.
You're that
They
age,
sold them
I
back
guess.
then.
No, I know.
We had they sold them in my town.
Yeah.
You had a
'Cause it
Renault
was-
dealership in
Yeah,
Montana?
because we had for a second Le Car.
It was AMC.
well, yeah,
AMC and Renault, were,
yeah,
and
yeah.
we came from England.
Yeah.
So my dad assumed that Renaults were built to the same standard, and it was the biggest piece of shit ever.
It was not.
And it was not. I literally left the DMV driving test, which is where you did it in the parking lot in DC. Drove up 95, and immediately fifth gear stopped working, and it never worked again. And then eventually, I just took it back to my dad, threw the keys at him. I said, "You get rid of the fucking thing," because it was a piece of shit. It
They
was
keep
the
trying to
worst.
get Americans to buy French. Well, they did in the 80s. They
Yeah,
kept
it was a
trying.
big push. Huge push.
Peugeots.
Yeah, Peugeot, yeah.
Yeah, you still see a Peugeot at Radwood once in a while.
The 505
Someone will
or
have a 505.
Yeah, I love the 505.
I like the BX series.
Yeah, the Citroen.
BX. Oh, sorry, Citroen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Citroen. BX
Yeah.
19.
Yeah,
Those-
Citroens. I mean,
Great.
they make fucking. Well, you saw at Bill's on Sunday. You saw the Lucid, right?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah,
that was our friend Tony's car. That was actually a customer car.
Oh.
and I think that looks French.
it does look French,
Yeah.
especially the rear end.
Ah, look
Oh,
at that
this- the
fucking
BX,
car. It's so
yes.
good.
So the French are fucking nuts.
Nuts.
They just build.
And look how low it gets in the
Yeah,
back.
it's
I
got
know.
the
And it is-
electro
yeah.
hydraulic suspension.
Yes.
Not electro
Oh
hydraulic.
no,
pure
air
hydraulic.
system, right? Pneumatic.
I think it's pneumatic, which is oil.
Oh, right,
Oil
pneumatic.
suspension.
Yeah.
Yeah. They make. Oh, that's
fucking
great.
badass right there.
My
Look at
uncle
that.
The
had
wheels
a
on that
taxi
are
service.
amazing.
That was the taxi that he used in his village.
Really?
Yeah.
GTI 16 valve.
That
fucking,
red one up
yeah,
top
it's
is awesome.
wicked.
The body kit
I
on it.
would rock that.
Yeah, dude.
Bro,
Rock that
you
here.
can get one of those.
Electric it.
I bet. Don't say that.
Don't you
No,
dare.
that's a good idea, though. That's a car that's a good candidate for an EV
EV
swap.
conversion?
Because some of the
Yeah,
French
EV
engines,
swap
like,
on the red one right there would be sick.
Remember
Yeah.
Alex's,
You would tell.
Alex's what, DS he had?
He had an SM.
Or SM? Like,
yeah, SM.
and the engine was so complicated.
Yeah.
That's a good candidate for EV swap.
Yeah, we were talking. Apparently, the man has passed
He's
away.
passed away.
But we were talking to Jay Leno at Saturday about the Citroen SM, which was the most beautiful from the '70s. The coupe. Can you get a picture of Zach?
Mm-hmm.
Really expensive. It was the most expensive car in the world at the time.
Was it really?
It was the most expensive car in the world at the time. Yeah.
Wow.
Citroen SM. It's gorgeous,
Gorgeous.
car. Very
Oh, my
iconic.
Lord.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Staggering. And same, hydraulic, oil hydraulic suspension,
Fuck
pneumatic
me.
suspension.
Look at that blue
height,
one.
Height adjustable. So there are two kinds of these in the world. Damn. Ones that have been worked on by Jerry Hathaway and ones that haven't. And this is like the guy. And he's like the only guy that can work on these fucking things properly. And apparently he's dead.
Passed away.
He's
I know.
dead.
And Jay said he sold his because of it. He was
Jay,
like,
Jay
can you-
Leno said when this
Yeah.
guy died, I got rid of the car.
got rid of the car. Can you bring
that's-
up the,
There's Jay's right there, the one of his in his garage. That
is
was
there a
Jay's.
photo of the engine? Because the engine is bonkers. Like
So the engine was built by Maserati. It was a 2.7 liter V6, and then there you go.
Oh my God!
And then,
what is happening?
Yeah, so what is happening there is a shaft that comes out of the front of the engine that Zach is highlighting there, and it drives an oil pump that pressurizes those green spheres, and the green spheres
Some Dr. Seuss shit.
are the reservoirs for the oil shocks. So
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because the adjustable ride height.
height adjustable and oil suspension, right? So that janky looking exposed shaft that comes out of the fucking
Yeah, it
sticks
looks like a
out-
broom handle.
It's a foot. For people
It's a
listening,
foot.
it sticks
Yeah, yeah.
a foot out the front of the engine
Yeah, yeah.
and then goes, move all of your accessory belts to the front of your car. That's kind of what it's like.
And then look, you see on the passenger side of the engine compartment, there's just a can.
Yeah, the oil can.
There's a can strapped to it. That is your emergency hydraulic fluid can that just lives in the fucking engine bay
Yeah.
because you might. It's so
look,
likely.
It looks
that
like a
you'll need it.
nightmare.
Yeah, that's electric.
And
that's
it's
going
not-
electric.
It's not just that car.
Fuck
These
that.
are other cars
Yeah.
that have that same can.
Yeah. It wasn't just no. That's model wide, bro. That's not just that one car.
That's
Look, they
bonkers.
all have the they all have the can.
The OEM.
And so this could be a good if you got rid of this whole thing and you did EV and air suspension.
Yes.
You could probably
That would be tune it a little bit, get a nice stability on
But
it.
I'll tell you what, I drove one of these, and the ride quality is fucking incredible.
Yeah, that's what
you could go roll over a speed bump at 50 miles an hour and not fucking feel it. It's incredible, and it can lift its own wheel. Like if you get a flat, you just fucking hit a lever and it just picks that one wheel up off the ground.
So innovative.
It's crazy. This from 1973 it would do that.
I love that.
It's
How much
nuts.
was it in 1973? Do you know?
It was really. Can you look up the
Like the
MSRP?
most
It was really
expensive-
expensive.
that's crazy.
It was literally the price of Rolls Royces or Ferraris or Miuras at the time. It's crazy. Yeah, what was the
I wonder how many they fucking sold of those things because I remember seeing them everywhere.
Would you say Bugatti is a French car?
16,007. Oh, is that current? That can't be right.
I don't know.
Can you type original MSRP? It was
43,500.
no original price $11,700 in 1973. That's a lot. That's a fuck ton.
Yeah.
That's a really expensive car.
Inflation
Oh,
calculator.
hold on, we're about to inflate.
What do we think? I don't know. Can someone do that math quickly? I can't.
Yeah, it's 563.
If you can, that'd be
Nah, that's
incredible.
bullshit. I'm not falling for it.
75.
I got Reggie Watts' number
75,000.
already. I know this dude. He puts a DK sticker on the back of a fucking Porsche
Hey,
Taycan.
come
Hey, how
on,
you doing?
come
Hey,
on.
come on, we're all friends
Come
here. We're not gonna get that number.
I just got it. 75,
What was it?
75
It was
grand.
75 grand.
75 grand.
But cars are like they didn't have like shit like they have now.
Right.
Like the price of our top tier cars has far.
Yeah, you didn't have like
outpaced-
Bugattis and shit
Yeah,
like that back then.
That wasn't.
Right.
That wasn't
No,
the
there's
thing
no
in
such
the
thing as a
70s.
hypercar or a
Right.
supercar even.
The first supercar would have been probably the Miura.
Right.
Lamborghini Miura.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
which is contemporary to that. It would have been 69 just before that.
Would you say the 959 is the first hypercar?
Oof! Didn't we have this conversation on Sunday about
I don't know.
where we draw the line of
I don't
hypercar?
know. I'll see you later.
I think. I mean, yeah, you could draw it at the first car to crack 200 miles an hour, which was the Ferrari F40.
Okay.
You could draw it. That might be
That,
it.
I like that. That's
yeah,
that's
the
a hard
first
metric.
first one to crack 200. Yeah, I did 201 in 1987.
Okay.
It was a lot faster. Like the 959, I think, did 192 or 190, something like that. The roof Yellowbird, which I introduced you to the homie that has one.
Yeah.
In 1987, that thing went 211 miles an hour.
What?
Yeah. That's why that car was so legendary because Road and Track had a magazine test, and it was they had a Countach, they had a Testarossa, they had some other German weird tuner cars and an F40 and a bunch of stuff, and it was like the Countach did like 182, the Testarossa did 184, and then 190, 959 was there, it did 192, and then this fucking yellow Porsche that from this guy that no one had ever really heard of before.
And who, by the way, drove it to the test.
Yeah, he drove it to the test.
The rest of them like
And they
trailered it and did the
Yes.
whole fucking 9 yards. And he's
Yes.
like, "Vroom."
Yes.
Yeah, and
Oh,
did
that makes me happy.
211 miles an hour, just fucking wiped the floor with everybody.
That's like the most Porsche thing ever.
And that car that he did it with is still alive. There's a great YouTube video called Der Fascination, which if you ever see it is some fucking lunatic in loafers drifting it around the Nürburgring, like from the 80s. Oh, wow. It's a crazy old school video, like
It's a legendary car.
one of the legendary car videos of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll have to make sure to send you the link later.
Please.
It's so, if you've not seen Der Fascination, if you just Google Yellowbird Nürburgring, yeah, that's it. 1987.
That car is also just
It's
gorgeous
fucking
as fuck.
crazy. This video is so wild. This dude is like loafers, no helmet, monster drifts on the Nürburgring. We could probably play like 10 seconds of it without getting
Someone doesn't have
fucking
YouTube
botted.
Premium.
But dude, look at this fuck.
Look at
this
the
dude
car
is like,
steer.
this dude is And I think if it's in my opinion,
Yeah.
this is one of the best YouTube videos of all time. That's how we get around. We're just giving our cultural commentary about this fucking thing. And this is like a video, video handycam mounted behind
He's
the thing.
initiating on purpose.
This guy
on
is
some of these turns.
mobbing the fuck.
Who is this guy?
I believe his name is Stefan Roser. I think is his name.
Yep.
Stefan
He's got
Roser.
loafers.
Straight loafers,
Jeans.
no
so
helmet.
80s, so Max.
He's got no
80s.
helmet. I just realized he's got no helmet
yeah,
on.
no helmet. Yeah, no, fuck it.
I mean,
look, watch it. He passes, and we're gonna pause, but he passes this motorcycle like in a drift. Yeah,
Counter steer.
this is on an open lapping day. This is just like Torsverharten open Tourist day, passing a motorcycle in a slide. Can you imagine being on a motorcycle?
Yeah, watching a dude slide
in the
by you in a
Nürburgring
fucking
and a
yellow.
guy drifts around you on the outside
And he doesn't crash.
in loafers.
That's-
I'm gonna re-soundtrack that, just like pure synths.
Oh,
Just
you
just
should.
Max synth out.
Fucking so sick.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Oh my god, I love that. You watch the whole thing when you get home. It's nuts because there's exterior shots in it too. It's not just that one angle. It's fucking crazy.
Do you ever find it's an interesting question? So I love watching like just static camera or mostly static camera shot of someone driving, taking a track. It's like so rad. But I've actually found myself watching sim racers. I've been watching like sim racers, like in races with other racers, but it looks so because like they have most of the important gear that's real in front of them, but then they have screens behind it, so it looks like they really are in a car. Have
you been confused by it and you thought they were really driving real cars?
I never did because you can kind of tell because like the graphics there's like a warp because it's a 3-screen system, so there's like a little bit of a giveaway, but it looks real and it's more like I'm like how real does this feel? But man, there have been some. I've just been really impressed just by the way it looks.
Have you tried any of the really high-end sims?
I've not. I really would like
You
to.
should.
I
There's
would
a
like
place not by the airport called CXC that has the full motion sims, and you can
What?
either do Oculus,
Yeah.
or you can do the screens.
I think I'd do the screens. I tried a headset, and even though I like VR, I've done a lot of VR, have VR.
You get a little nauseous.
Oh gosh, did I feel nauseous?
Yeah.
I felt gross.
Me too.
Like the grossest I've ever felt. I was like, this is like if I needed to throw up, I guess I'd just go in one of these.
It's amazing how like if I'm gonna go race at a track that I've never been to, I'll do like an hour on the sim,
right.
and it really helps me like be like, okay, where am I going?
Oh
What
my
do I-
gosh.
That's very
It makes
smart.
the first 20
I
minutes
never
of
thought about
my
that.
racing experience much
This
better.
fucking guy.
Hey,
This
you do
guy.
cars
This
or something?
fucking guy.
You do cars?
And there's a dude who made the roads we drove today. There's
Yeah.
a dude who made that in Assetto Corsa, the game, and it is perfect.
Is it really?
Yes, it is perfect. And so you can sit at home and get wasted and fucking drift Lamborghinis in the canyons and it really live out those things that you should never ever
Yeah,
do
yeah.
on
No,
the street.
never, ever
But it's
do.
perfect. The
Wow.
guy, yeah. He made the loop we did today is rendered perfectly.
Damn, I can't wait. It's exciting to me. There's nothing I love more than getting in a good driving simulator because, I'm trying to get to be a better driver in general, especially with the cars that I own specifically.
Yeah, you got fast cars.
I have some fast cars. I like driving fast. Well, I think of it as a kind of urgently efficient.
That's a very German way of putting that.
Yeah,
Yes.
just
I don't think
very
the cops
efficient.
are going to see it in the
Yes.
same way.
Your
but-
time is as valuable as our fuel.
yes, totally. The experience must equal the potential of the machine plus the environment and conditions.
Over.
Yeah, over and over again. No, but because I like driving fast, but I also I like having enough power to be able to do the things I need to do, but try to do them as smoothly as possible.
Sure.
I'm always trying. I mean, that's what we're all doing. But I mean, I'm always like, how can I get into that? How can I use my brakes better? How can I trail? It's like
Have you
trail
done any
braking.
schools?
I've just done Pekla a bunch of times.
Okay.
That's it. It's not quite the same. It's like a condensed, very short amount of specific things. I've definitely learned a lot. The trainer there, Johnny, he's awesome. He's been great, and I've tried all kinds of cars there. So to kind of diversify my portfolio of cars driven, it's nice, and I get good feels and good basic instruction for getting in and out of corners.
The one you want to do if you got a few days to spare
Yes.
is one of the rally schools.
Ooh.
There's one in Texas outside of Austin called Rally Ready. There's one up by Seattle called Dirtfish.
Oh.
And there's one in Vermont called Team O'Neill. And that, because you're on a loose surface, it really helps you figure out like the weight transfer and braking with your left foot and like getting the car sideways and just being comfortable with those kinds of motions.
Yeah.
And it's also like super fucking fun because you're sliding around a car and spraying dirt everywhere.
Yes.
But you learn when you start to really understand that weight transfer, that's how you safely find the limits. That's where I would spend some vacation time if you can. You're a busy guy, but
well, no, I got to do it. I got to kinetic management. It's like that's really the responsibility. And it's like, how can I do it as safely as possible? But yeah, I mean, I will say that electric cars are so much different than ICE cars because I mean, we were talking about it before, but like it really is. You're just kind of managing this unlimited amount of power, and so because of that, it's interesting the mindset. There should be. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be an electric car course for driving.
I mean,
There should be because it's not the same thing.
Does Porsche not have a Taycan program? They must.
I don't know.
I think they must. They probably do at Pekla.
Yeah, maybe they do.
I think they do.
Yeah. I mean,
it's definitely a different vibe. Like you're got to pay attention to your speedometer on the entry
Constantly.
because you could just be going so much faster than you
Way
think.
faster.
But it's also interesting because you can hear the tires better.
That's true.
So if you start to get a little tire squeal, you can be, that's the front right is squealing. You can actually tell that
That's
better
true.
than you can in the gas car.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's been so heavy. It's just funny sometimes when I'm like, that's a fast curve there. You know, like, that curve is very curvy. You know,
They
like-
have EV track days too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, there's a company called Tesla Corsa.
Oh,
and
sick.
even
Oh,
with a
I remember
Taycan,
that.
yeah, and you can go out and do an electric car track day too. Yeah,
That's sick.
yeah.
That's sick. Yeah.
How long before you think F1 will transition?
Well, they have Formula E
I think,
now,
but you like?
it's so boring.
Is it really?
And very limited.
Yeah, limited and because the without the noise as a spectator,
Yeah, right. It's just like
it's just not that interesting. I'm sure the drivers are having fun.
Yeah.
but like I don't give a fuck.
I think acoustics wise, there's an opportunity for sound generation.
I think you could have a
You know?
career.
I would love it. I mean, because if cars sound like,
yeah. Like if it sounded Tron style, it'd be sick.
Yeah,
Do you
you'd be
drive
like,
with the
"Fuck,
engine
yeah."
noise on in your Taycan?
He is the engine noise. He
do.
just turns it off.
Yeah,
and
I'm just like, no,
You know what's fucking weird about driving with Reggie Watts is he makes the car noise the entire fucking time. He doesn't say a word to you until he turns it off. And he's like, "Hey, you guys want to grab something to eat real quick?" Like, I was in the car for a 4-hour fucking road trip, Watts. That was the weirdest fucking shit I've ever experienced.
the whole drive back from the canyons, he made Ferrari sounds.
He looked at me at one point and he said, "Do you think it sounds a little rough?" I was like, "You're the one making the fucking noises, dude."
I'm gonna check hey guys, I'm gonna stop here. You want to get some treats or something? I gotta check oil pressure or whatever. Also,
I think it's running rich. It's a Taycan.
it's a little
It's a
rich.
Taycan.
Is it? I bet you there's a leak somewhere in the fuel. Actually, look under the car, see if there's any pooling.
The Lotus guys came to a Cars and Coffee and they brought this German composer guy. I don't remember his name, but he's writing the soundtrack to their new electric car.
No way, really?
Yeah.
The soundtrack?
Yeah, he's writing whatever the fucking thing is gonna make. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's sitting in the back like a Moog mothership, and he's just like, just riffing
probably,
as he's going.
yeah.
If you drive slowly,
He's on like all the great synth riffs.
I want my fucking when I floor it, I want it to play Rush.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Wow. Like the beginning of Tom Sawyer would be fucking sick to take off.
Or
to.
Barracuda. Yeah, be great.
I think they should allow you to replace the sound. Though.
You
They
should.
should have that file
You
open,
should
right?
easily, like you should definitely. I mean, come on.
Tesla will be the first people to do it.
Yeah, they'll make it open source.
They'll make it open source.
Of course they will.
Sound file. Yeah, because that's like
That's something that would tickle Elon no end, right?
It's like that. It's very funny.
I find it hilarious.
It's very funny.
It's hysterical.
Oh, cool. Good. He likes it. Guys, we're going to do it.
He's
Extra
excited. He's
farts.
clearly excited about it. So excited about
spent
you guys
so
being
long
able to
working
make
on
your
the suspension geometry. He just wants us to make it fart. Fuck. said, what do
guys,
you think
does
about
it
air
fart yet?
suspension? He said, I don't give a fuck. Does it fart?
I have a degree from MIT in computer engineering. Welcome to the team. We want you to make the car fart.
Okay, so
But first of all, I don't think that's possible. Second of all, why? You're fired.
My PhD was in medical devices for helping disabled people. Wonderful. Can you make it fart?
I got a degree in colon management. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Well, we're going to need you. We need an accurate model of a colon.
Did you just did you sit at home and practicing accents when you were, or are they all based in your world travels and actually developing them for real?
I watched, I was an only child, so I watched a lot of PBS. And I mean, period pieces. I loved fantasy stuff. I loved all kinds of comedies. So I would just sit at home and I'd be exposed to, also the fact that my mother's French, my dad's American. So growing up, I heard German, I heard Spanish, French, English. So I think cognitively, language-wise, like the ability to make sounds, different kinds of mouth shapes to get different kinds of, comes a little bit more easily just because of being wired from since I was a little baby. So and then mix that with my interest in language and people, and I think it was just me going like this all the time. Excuse me, Mum, can I have more? I'd be like,
even your gibberish sounds like I have to wait a second to see if it's a real language or not.
Yes,
I can't tell if it's gibberish or if it's actual language.
Mostly gibberish.
Yeah,
there are little micro phrases in there.
Yeah,
they're true.
But that's what it's just enough for me to go. Wait, he's speaking?
Yeah,
fuck.
Yeah.
What did I have to rewind? What did I miss? Shit.
It's my fave. I love it. I love it because
is that your favorite? Is the gibberish your favorite part?
Gibberish is great because you can make it like ontare mi solono picalagnaro fi e sa da quanto porro I te calanoscio la minghiera e sta la quanto ravecetta dell'esta de mancia. Like all of that shit sounds relatively real.
I heard like 3 Spanish words in there.
Yeah. It's like, oh, is that Portuguese? Like that's what people usually go to. It's got to be Portuguese because it sounds like Spanish, but I know Spanish, but it isn't Spanish, and I know that Portuguese kind of sounds like Spanish. But so Portuguese, right? Like no, we don't claim him. No one claims him. But. Yeah, it's just like a passion to, like, it's also musicality, right? It's sound. When you're playing music, you're approximating things with sound. And so that's like treating the voice like an instrument. It's really fun.
That's fucking so crazy. Like, I can't imagine how you freeform gibberish in a way that, like, just seems like so authentic. Like it could easily be a fucking language.
Yeah, easily. Well, because it has.
Like I
want
to be like it's like Hobbit, where like you made a language. Like it's not like you made up a language and are just speaking it. It's like it's just improv right there.
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome.
Using like
that's got to be so useful.
It's kind of useful.
You ever try saying that to a cop? Like you get pulled over and you start speaking this fucking language, and they're like, "Oh my god,
just fucking go on your way."
It's just like, yeah, please don't do whatever it was that you were doing. I don't even remember what you were doing. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah. I got pulled. I picked up my dad at LAX. And I got caught in the fucking loop around, and I was like, "Oh fuck it, I'm gonna go past. I'm gonna go down this do not enter." My dad's like, "Christian, don't go down." I was like, "Dad, it's just the easiest way to get the fuck out." So I did it, and then motorcycle cop comes over and he winds the window down. He comes up and he's like, "I'm terribly sorry. I didn't know. I thought I was coming down the other thing, and then I thought with that." And the guy was just like, "Just don't do it again." Like the befuddled English guy was too much for this dude to deal with. I pulled away. My dad's like, "You're the biggest dick I've ever." He's like, "I cannot believe that just worked." Like, "I'm sorry. I thought I was going straight and then left and then right, and it's a sign. I'm English. I don't know." He got completely away with
flustered.
The flustered English guy gets away with murder.
Thank goodness, officer. I'm in quite a state. I'm in quite a fright. Is it this way?
I used to do these road rallies, and the Germans were always the fucking craziest people, and they'd fly in from Germany and drive like complete shitbags. And when they would get pulled over, not only would they have German fucking paperwork that the cops in like Utah had no idea what to do with, when the cop came to the window, they would start screaming at each other. The driver in German, like blaming each other for what, and the cop would just like, Just fucking go.
Yeah, man. Being yelled at in German is like being assaulted. Like you can actually press charges.
Holy crap.
They never got one ticket.
never.
Not once.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
I get it. It's a very
brutal English.
It's very
Brutal.
just like you're like, oh, I can't survive this.
There's a video of a guy. He's like a Middle Eastern dude, and he shipped his Lambo over here to drive, and he had a carnet. Gets pulled over for speeding, and the cop's like, "I need to see your registration." He's like, "I totally understand." This driver is super calm. He's like, "I absolutely understand. The car is not registered." And the guy's like, "You need to register your car in America." And he's like, "No, you don't. Here's a carnet." And he like walks the cop through what it is. And the cop is not accepting it. He's like, no. In America, I don't know. In America, he keeps doing that thing, and the guy's like, "I absolutely understand what you're saying. However, if you want to bring a car in, this is a form. Your government issued it." He's like handing it to the guy and explaining it's insured and all stuff. And it was just two bricks running into each other the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bureaucracy and efficiency all at once. That's a brain melder.
The same thing would happen if we would get pulled over driving like press cars, like pre-production stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And the VIN will be like XXX000.
Right.
You know, and the plate has just like it's like 3 digits with an M.
Yeah.
And people are like, they're like, "What is this?" And they're like, "Oh, it's a press card, pre-production, blah blah blah." Like, where did you get it? Like, what is it? Where did this come from? This car? It doesn't even exist in the system. We're like, yes, we know that's the point.
It's a ghost car.
And they just don't know how to like write it, and they just let you
Really?
go. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, if you read a situation like this person seems reasonable, right? And it's like this is an unusual thing, and it's whatever. I would just be like, is it worth the trouble?
No.
No, it's
No,
not.
and it's
Never.
up to them.
Yeah.
It's up to them.
It's their trouble.
It's
I
their
have
trouble.
a lawyer.
Yeah. Oh, right. Exactly. It's like, do I want to show up for court date? I don't know.
Yeah. Have you gotten yanked at like a major speed before?
Knock on wood, I have not.
We have attorneys if you do.
Okay.
We'll hook you up.
Okay.
We have
people.
people. Yeah, we have people.
Okay. Good.
OffTheRecord.com/GST.
Oh.
Good.
Okay. All right.
Sponsors.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, they pay us.
Okay. All right. I like it.
That's how we do here.
Say, we take care of our own. I don't know who that was. I apologize. But yes.
Sound like Goomba?
I have not. I have
It
not.
was Goomba.
Something just sometimes that just comes out, and it comes out so forcefully. I'm like, Jesus, dude.
So after your Renault experience, did it make you want more French cars, or what was your first like enthusiast car?
Well, I had an 18i. Then the next car I had was a 1984 Subaru DL.
Oh yeah. That would be considered an enthusiast car today.
Yes,
but
it
back
would be.
then, not so much.
Nope, not so much at all. Just a car.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a car. I'm like, I've got one. And I got it off a bass player because I got him an SWR Black Widow? Something like that. And gave it to him. And he's like, "Do you want my car and trade?" And I was like, "Sure." So I got his car.
That's
so
good. When you can trade a non-car thing for a car,
Yeah.
it's usually pretty good.
Come out on top.
The person who gets the car usually comes up on that.
Yep.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, the amp was really nice. He's a great bass player. It
Amp
all
was
worked out.
nice.
I'd say it's
car,
even.
not so nice.
It
so,
was,
yeah.
it was nice. But it ran for like 195,000 miles
Nice.
until it just couldn't run anymore. And then I got a Honda Civic. I don't remember the badge, but it was anyways, Honda Civic and
Type R something. I don't know. I gave it to a guy from
90s.
AMP.
Yeah, totally. It's like Type R.
Oops.
Anyways,
Traded to Steve Vai Ibanez for it.
It was a Type. I think maybe R. I don't know. But it was great. It was just like a nice sedan. I just liked the build quality. It was really nice, like, for a car at that range. The build quality was so good.
Still is.
Yeah, Honda.
Still is,
It's just
yeah.
got that Honda fit and finish, which I love. It's only Honda. It's great.
I just
So
drove
it's
the
great.
new Civic, and it's like shockingly nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
It is.
The first car
for like
bought-
$30,000. It's like, which is like that's cheap.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yes.
That's
for
crazy.
that for the SI, shockingly nice.
My first car was the 87 CRX SI, like
That's
a little
a nice
two-seater,
car.
which was fucking badass.
With the little rear window?
Had 129,000 miles on it, and driving from DC to New York, it got 69 miles to the gallon,
Yeah.
dude.
Back then?
back then.
Yeah.
And like I bought it in
It had
19
80 horsepower and weighed 1,200 pounds. That's how you do
the,
that.
The
math.
most expensive part, the heaviest part of that car was the bass box I put in it. I probably would have got more if I didn't have a bazooka tube.
Oh,
There was like a
bazooka.
15-inch
Jeez.
bazooka tube in the back. But dude, that thing was amazing.
And they were very aerodynamic too.
Yeah.
That's the camback design. It was
Yeah.
very, very aerodynamic.
like
car.
almost 70 to the gallon with 120. It was like one of those where the engine got more efficient the older it got
Yeah.
because it like wore in. It was incredible, man. It weighed nothing, and it had like the cool cheese fucking cut, the rotary dial wheels, like with the 4 things on them. I love that car.
Wow.
Wrecked it. Oops.
You're lucky to be alive.
I'm no.
Well, he wasn't going that fast. I mean, it's 80 horsepower.
I mean, I was downhill. Do you mind, Zach?
Oh, gosh.
I was yelling at another
those
dude in
are-
German.
They're fucking so nice to drive.
It
those
was so
CRXs.
much fun. It really was a great
Short
little car.
wheelbase.
Yeah,
They're-
short
they're
wheelbase.
tiny
Cool
go-karts.
card. I love that flat window. To me, the
Oh,
flat
yeah.
window was great. I was like, that's so future. I love that. Just like,
And it
looks
was
great.
super aerodynamic.
It weighed nothing.
Yeah,
It was
'cause it
literally like
created no
Prius
pressure.
copied it later.
Yeah.
You create a negative pressure zone
Yeah.
in the back, and it's actually quite slippery.
and it was like 2 seats, and then the back
Like a
that
deck?
was the deck was where you put all your groceries. Like
Yeah,
there
it
was
was
no
great.
seat, there was no.
It was nice that they didn't attempt a back seat.
none
Give
whatsoever.
me
And
2
in
seats
fact,
and a huge trunk, please.
it had like a
Yes.
cool little lift up thing, and that's where I put all the amps.
That's like the old RX-7s,
Yeah.
like just that lift back.
That was it.
Like it's just like a glass lift back thing. It was great.
They copied that from Corvettes.
Oh, they did.
Corvettes did that first.
I won't tell Corvette.
Well, but who added the actual hinge first? Because Corvette in the beginning was just like, here it is, and like, how do I open the trunk? Like, oh shit,
God damn it.
It's just a shape.
No, the Japanese and the Americans like subtly they copy and then they copy back.
Oh.
You know, like
Hatch Wars.
yeah, like in the 70s, like the Corolla and Celica were like
Oh, yeah.
2/3 scale copies of like 60s Mustangs.
Oh, interesting.
You know what I mean? And
right.
then
Right.
and then the Americans sort of copied them back in another with like the Mustang 2s, and then the Japanese copied them back. Like it went back and
so
forth.
good.
Is
Yeah.
that why everything got so ugly? Because it was a copy of a copy of a
Yes.
copy of a
Yeah.
copy.
Yeah, it was basically what China's doing.
What is the fastest Japanese car right now? Because I know that their speeds are severely limited.
Brand new?
Still selling the NSX?
I mean, I guess probably either the current NSX or the current GTR Nismo.
Oh, okay.
You can still buy a fucking brand new GTR. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
It's and the same body style, everything.
They've added some like wings and shit and
Yeah.
whatever, but yeah, it's pretty much the same one. You can buy one of they sold like 30 of them last year because
Wow.
it's old.
Did they
it's
really? They
old.
only sold 30 of those
Not
things?
meant- yeah.
Yeah, it's. I think it's in not 2 digits, but I think it's like 3 digits. Like it's pretty rare. There are people. I mean, you know,
I
it's
took
old,
a new one to Grid Life, and people were like, "Oh, what year is this?" And I was like, "It's a new one." They went, "Really?" I mean,
Wow.
nobody knew.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's probably the.
What about the Owl Aspark?
Yeah, Spark Owl? Now that is a random pull. I don't know if they actually have built.
Yeah, have
any
they
of
built them?
those.
That would be-
The Aspark Owl is a Japanese electric, in theory, hypercar. This says that they were going to build 50 of them. I just saw. I mean,
they like
the fact
3
that you
million or
fucking
something?
know what this is means your nerd credit is high.
Hi.
Maybe their website.
whoever-
Maybe if the website can't stay up, I don't know about building 50 cars.
Yeah.
It's
We're
some
putting
ki-
all of our resources into the car. Do you mind, sir?
Yeah. 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds, 2,000 horsepower. It's not bad looking.
It's a good looking car.
Yeah.
It's so low. It's so squished. It's awesome.
It says they'll sell 50 of them. Prices of excess of $3 million. Deliveries will begin in mid-2020. Do you think
That didn't happen.
Go to the images, Zach, and let's see if there's any images of actual cars.
cars.
No, not in this article.
Oh,
I, mean,
I think I
Google
saw. I
images.
thought.
Have you actually seen
I thought
one?
It's 0 to 60. Yeah.
You've actually seen one.
Yeah. There's a video of it going. I think 0 to 60.
That looks like a video of someone driving one. Okay.
It looks really
This
pretty
is
without
a
that.
quote review.
A quote review on
yeah.
YouTube.
With Vicky Pariah.
Who's Vicky Pariah?
She's a racer.
Oh, yeah? Okay. All right, well, it looks like at least one exists. April 12th, 2020. There's a picture
Haven't seen
of someone.
any press on it,
I've
though.
never seen it
In a
once
long
since.
time.
Dude,
God,
that is squished as
It's
the dick.
pretty
is.
cool looking.
Yeah,
Flat,
it is very
flat.
cool looking.
It's a mean machine. If you roll up in that, I mean,
It
that's
looks
just
bitching.
It's
Ooh,
just
that's cool.
it's just
That's a real photo.
It
looks
looks
cool
like a
as fuck.
cat, like fully stretched out, like it's about to like take its next leap.
It's a very extreme design, and it does look very, very
I like
cool.
that. The line from the drivers up over that rear flank is fucking dope.
Yeah.
It's great, and I even love the kind of cowl,
Yeah.
that kind of ends before the A pillar.
Yeah.
that cuts down to the ground. It's nice.
It's
almost
a very
like
cool
lungs
looking
or
car.
gills.
The brake discs look enormous.
Yep.
Fill
the entire wheel.
Yeah, I guess they've got at least one. I don't know how many. How if the company. I haven't heard anything about it since, but it looks cool as fuck.
This is
Neither have I.
the cool thing I think about the EV platforms is that they're cheaper to develop, where you just buy one from Ramatz, and then so more designers can make cars like this without having to go, how do we make our own engine? How
That's
do
a
we make
really
our
good point.
transmission? How do we make
Right.
it's,
Yeah, the barrier of
it's
entry
free.
to
There you go.
to actually designing the outside of it is
Right.
so much lower.
And thanks for pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah,
I love it. People
Ramatz.
are always like, they're like Rimac. I'm like, no,
It's hard.
Ramatz.
I did it wrong until I was actively corrected.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, like, there's no points taken away from not knowing.
Yeah.
but
it's
when
not pronounced the
But
way
once
it's
once we
spelled
learned, we
here.
Not at all.
continued
Yeah.
to do it correctly.
Yes. That-
Have you seen any interviews with Mate Ramatz?
no,
He's out there.
I
He's
mean,
fucking
that dude
genius.
is a full-on genius.
Yeah.
There's like, if when someone, they're like, who's
You get
like a
to-
modern day genius? Like, this guy. I mean, come on.
And,
Look at those
and
seats.
Christian Koenigsegg too.
Oh,
the
man,
seat
are
in
you
this
kidding?
Aspark-
Koenigsegg.
bonkers.
Ugh,
Yeah, the
Koenigsegg.
like an
seat in
F1
this
seat.
Aspark L is really reclined with your knees and legs up very high.
Higher than your
I love
ass.
that race. I would love to experience that driving position. I think I would really groove with that, especially for an electric.
Imagine. I mean, I realize this
Like
is
getting
not
out
an
of that
everyday
thing,
car.
right,
yeah,
yeah.
getting in and out of it
Yeah,
is probably
that's
really.
struggle
I mean,
time.
it
and I got to
would
be honest
be-
with you, like,
Have you been in
called
that
it
position
you
before?
called it an owl?
well,
Well, it's an Aspark.
Well, point made. Well done. No, I completely. No, you know what? I take it back. You're totally right. I'm off base. It's me.
It's okay.
It's not you. It's me.
It's easy to forget that it's an Aspark, so I get it.
they're not great at naming stuff.
Owls are known
if I'm
for
honest.
getting to the center of the Tootsie Pop
Truth.
quickly.
Truth.
Quickly.
In three.
In
three.
In three.
That's quick.
Yep. Yep. They're
Yeah.
smart. They're
smart.
They're very smart.
They smart. They also like so silent when they fly.
It's true.
So
They are
maybe that's
quiet.
what they're thinking.
Maybe
and
that's
also
why
it's
they-
got kind of beakish looks on the front.
They're knowledgeable.
They're not very knowledgeable. Always wearing graduating caps.
The most knowledgeable bird of all of the birds.
Yeah, of all the birds.
And some of the copy on their go back up, Zach. Some of the copy on their website is
a little swollen?
Well, they didn't really run it by an English speaker.
like where?
like
And hypercar.
it's
With great
and,
performance.
and hypercar.
Femininity and luxury feel.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
it's kind of
Capable to convey.
yeah.
This looks like it's been translated from
volumes
like
are
one of
soft.
those.
Well, Google Translate.
It does. It
Yeah.
sounds like a Google Translate
You
fucking.
know, look, they put the money into the car, Christian. Okay, not the website,
Right.
not the copy.
Like,
Yeah,
have you
yeah.
ever tried to read the instructions manual for a DJI drone, and you
Yes.
go, guys, you don't sell enough of these that you can have an American write this manual?
Yeah.
It's like that.
That's why credit to IKEA. They're like, fuck it, just use cartoons.
Yeah.
I like that. Plus, they're Swedish, so they
And
get it.
I think in this photo here, they're testing it on a go-kart track.
And I like the fact that they actually did that. They
yeah.
did the research enough to say it's probably the lowest road legal electric hypercar in the
Well,
world.
you got to
Like,
hedge. You got to hedge.
But 1.69 seconds. If that's real,
That's a
It's
drag
real.
car. It probably is real.
It's got an asterisk.
Yeah. Wait, what is
is it at risk?
Is it 2.5 centimeters to an inch? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I think it is.
roughly.
Right?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
right?
I don't believe in the
So
metrics.
99 centimeters.
Oh, there he is. There's the dude. There's Bobby Owl.
So that's 99.
Pissed. He's pissed. You know why he's pissed? Because he's been trying to run the website for an hour. It's like this fucking website.
So
assholes.
it's 4/10 of an inch lower than a Ford GT40.
Wow.
Or a 60s Ford GT40, which is really,
That's really low. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
really
probably the lowest hypercar on the planet.
Probably.
I mean, it's about as high as your waist.
Yeah.
Probably.
Standing up.
It's
Yeah.
really
Depending on how
low.
tall you are.
Yeah.
So probably.
Okay.
I'm guessing that
Okay,
you
but
can't
what if-
fit in that if you're over.
No.
Switches
your waist.
now are on the
Anybody's
ceiling.
waist. Sorry, I'm not gonna let that go.
Sorry, what?
It's like it's any person's waist. Okay, so
all
nice try though.
We get it.
Fucking
It's,
guy.
everything's measured by you, Reggie. That would-
How many Reggie Watts waists is it? Is
1/3
it
of a
4?
Reggie.
Is it? It's a 1/3 of a Reggie Watts.
Which does make as much sense as when they're like, this horse is 20 hands high.
Yeah.
Who the fuck?
You don't like the hands measurement system?
It's arbitrary. It's a little bit
Remember
palmitrary.
when we met John Sally? That's 10 hands for him. Okay?
That's amazing.
If I was going to measure a car and put up a website about my maybe fictional car, I would have the measurements in
In
hands.
hands? Yeah.
I think so.
It's probably the lowest road legal
think
car.
so.
It's 17 hands high.
And it weighs 4.7 Reggie watts.
Oh,
What?
I'll tell you what.
that's not bad.
pretty low.
Depending on the
Fucking-
year. Depending on the year.
That new Farah Albatross is a hell of a car. I tell you what, that shit is
the,
fucking.
the Albatross. Oh my god.
Honestly, Reggie,
Ford
good on you
Sparrow.
for dropping Aspark Alba.
Yeah,
That is
that's-
a car I forgot about the very second that they launched
announced
their
it.
press release.
Yeah, it's one of those that I mean, there's a bunch of like weird contenders like that, right? Isn't there that
Yeah.
other electric American brand?
Well, there
it
was
starts
that-
with an M.
Oh boy, let's see.
It's
It's an M.
It's probably the second.
There's the
American electric.
there's the Rimac one, which is the Navara.
the Navara, which is awesome.
There,
I love that car.
electric.
That-
American electric supercar. Oh, here we go.
20
Here's the 20 best electric supercars you can buy on the lot from
the
high consumption.
Pininfarina
Hick
is
consumption.
gorgeous.
The Pininfarina
Oh, yeah.
Batista
It's so gorgeous.
Yeah, they have.
I would get that over the Navara.
That looks. Yeah, well, Pininfarina
Just
knows how
looks-wise,
to make it.
looks-wise.
Ariel P40. So there's going to be a whole bunch of shit.
Oh,
that we
yeah, damn.
Don't understand. There's the Aspark Owl. Keep
There she
going.
is.
Yeah, right. This is an old article. Rapide E. Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
E-tron. That's real.
No.
The
The Depem-
the
the
Dendrobium.
Dendrobium
D1.
Where the fuck is that?
I come from Dystrobia. When we grew up there, we dreamt of making mobility the function and center of our philosophy.
Hi, what's up? I'm Jeff Dendrodrium. Nice to meet you. This is my
what's
car.
up? Hey, you Dendrobium. Was he D1? Yes, so cool.
We discovered a new element.
That looks like the Ford Indigo from 1996, actually. The Draco,
Draco
Motors.
Motors
That looks
GTE.
That is a Fisker Karma
kinda-
with
yeah.
a new nose on it.
Yeah, but what else? There's something else though.
There's
It's a
Mazda in
Tesla.
there and a
definitely
little,
Tesla.
Yeah, there's a little
There's
Tesla, little Mazda,
Tesla
The
and
midsection.
Fisker in the
Yeah,
back for
yeah.
sure. This is all Fisker.
I love how every one of these is like 1,200, 1,500 horsepower.
Ooh.
Electra, electric supercar.
I like
never heard
that.
of
I kind of like that look though. It's weird
It
as
looks,
fuck.
it looks like if you squint, it looks like a Murcielago,
Oh,
Lamborghini, an NSX
shooting
kind
brake,
of.
like a
Sedan,
Murcielago shooting brake.
I do like the gray
Four-door.
going up in that line like that. That's a cool design language. I haven't seen that that idea before.
It's like if you tried to make a Murcielago a four-seater, a four-door
Yeah.
sedan, that's how it would go. Ford crossed with
Looks like a
Webasto.
Mustang.
It is a Mustang.
Looks like a
It's
Mustang.
an electric Mustang.
Mustang
okay, keep
lithium.
going.
Well, it looks like a Mustang.
That's 7 hands
Gen-
high.
yeah, these guys.
Genovation GXE.
Oh, I
that's
remember
a Corvette.
that company.
EV converted.
That'll be
Yeah.
their second one that they've made.
They make
Yeah.
one with a manual, I think, as well.
yeah,
Oh. The GFG style Kangaroo.
that's sick.
that
I love
looks
that.
like
That's-
a.
I would rock that.
It looks
That looks like a
McLaren.
kid
designed it.
The right color.
McLaren. It looks like if you photoshopped a Gallardo and a McLaren
The headlights
together.
It's got a little
too high.
Aston in the front, the
Yeah.
little, like the very very front nose.
Yeah, wonky. What?
Yeah.
A
Oh,
Hispano
fuck yeah.
Suiza.
Whoa, I
So
kinda like that.
The return of the Hispano Suiza brand is very interesting.
What the fuck is that? Hispano Suiza.
So that was a brand that existed like in the early 1900s. And they made super luxurious cars, kind of the vein of Packard or Rolls Royce.
And didn't they all look like this with the rear wheel cover thing?
Yeah,
was-
they had spats and shit.
Yeah, yeah, that
and
was like their.
super Art Deco.
Yeah,
really
gorgeous.
weird stuff.
Oh, I'm very happy
But
with
they
that.
have returned
That's-
with this fucking
Yeah, like, look
See
at
that
that,
one.
dude.
That I love that one that
Yeah.
Zach is
Oh,
on. That's
sheesh.
This is from the
Oh, we saw
the
that.
Blackhawk collection.
Yeah.
That's sexy.
That car's in Oxnard. You can go to that
Wow.
museum where that car is in Oxnard.
Look at
It's
that
an
glass house.
amazing.
I mean, yeah, that's a total
Greenhouse.
homage.
Yeah, they did a good job with that actually.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
they brought back Hispano Suiza.
Ooh, look at that.
Here's Karma, which is what
like
used
that.
to be Fisker. This is a weird coupe.
Oh,
Lotus
yeah.
Avaya. That's the one where the guy
Gorgeous.
is writing the soundtrack.
Oh,
that's
okay,
that
okay.
car, and that is real. Mercedes SLS.
I never
electric.
liked. That's like their first. Remember the first
Yeah.
electric one that they
I
did?
think
The
they made
SLS.
50 of those. Here's Next EV Neo.
Neo,
Yeah.
Chinese company.
Yeah, they ran one of those around the Nürburgring.
Oh
And
yeah,
it was,
that's right.
I think it was the fastest.
did good, right?
Fastest EV ring time. Yeah. There's the Pininfarina Battista.
I love that car.
Strongly looks like a
Ferrari.
Ferrari. Yeah, shocking. Looks great. Taycan. That's
Oh, I love that car. Wait a minute, go back to that. Whoa, that's so cool.
Is that Frozen Berry? That?
Yeah.
You know
think
what?
it
Put a
is Frozen
DK sticker
Berry.
on the back of that fucking thing, and you got a car on your hands.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that right now.
I tell you, yeah. So, anyways, okay, I get it.
The Rimac C2.
Rimac
Which I think became the Nevera.
It is the Nevera.
The Roland Gumpert Natalie.
Okay.
Which is,
Gumpert?
it looks like
Tough.
a Renault,
That's tough.
basically.
Gumpert is a tough
Disastrous.
Tesla
word.
Roadster
That's
is
never
not
gonna come out.
real.
Ever?
Vaporware.
All right.
Oh, so we can't find the electric car.
Yeah, because there's
Starts with
I
M.
signed up for the newsletter. It was like, because sometimes when these new companies, I'll just sign up. I'll do like the whatever $100 fee refundable just to stay in the loop.
Well, let's see. Electric supercar America. I don't know. Maybe someone's probably screaming at their computer right now, trying to figure out what it is. Or is anyone in the YouTube chat have it, Zach? No?
Yeah. It's an American company, and they're making this kind of like, I think the price is around like $60,000 starting.
Oh.
Oh,
Something
that's like
like that.
affordable.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of affordable, but really fast. Like they were claiming 0-60 in like 3 seconds or something like that.
Wow.
3.1, but like for a $60,000 car is pretty good.
I feel
pretty
like
good.
as soon as this show ends, we will
inundated.
This is
we'll be like,
from-
oh,
This article's from
every
this year.
electric vehicle expected in the next 5 years.
Wow.
Rivian,
Oh, Byton. That's not
Audi.
it. but-
No, go just alphabetical. Go to the M's. See if there's an
And
M.
I hope it's M.
Let's hope it's
I hope
M.
I was right
Not
about
Faraday
Yeah, imagine that.
Future, Hyundai.
Oh,
not
Faraday's
Fisker,
never going to happen.
Mercedes. No, I don't think Faraday's happening.
Faraday ain't
Okay,
happening.
so here's
Lotus,
M. Mercedes. Nope.
Nope. Not an M.
Wah, wah.
Polestar, great. I'll
Polestar
see if I
3.
can find
Yeah,
it.
we'll figure it out
I'll figure it
eventually.
out. It's really the bane of. That's why I'm on the show.
3 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're going to get a text. It's like, it began with a D,
Yeah.
guys. Shit.
It's like, oh, sorry guys, it was a Z. It was a Z and a D. It was Lithuanian. Sorry,
There
that was
actually
American.
7 consonants in a row. There's actually no vowels.
No vowels.
At all.
Not
It's
a
a
vowel to be found.
Spetsogazi Buriji.
Is it Mahindra?
I'm going to start a company immediately called that.
It's the Sicilian hypercar.
It's like, we don't care. It's like, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. It's a great first start. We don't care. I love it.
0 fucks given.
0 fucks given.
Dude, I would love to see
Fucks denied.
a Reggie Watts soundtracked electric car, though. I
Yeah,
feel
I'll
like
get-
we need to get a petition going for that.
I'm wondering if there's actually a business model in this, Reggie, where you could
I would
actually
love
have
to do
artist-provided soundtracks that you would pay like $10, like a CD.
You're talking about
that
car.
will-
You're talking about car sounds.
That
Like
would
the
happen.
sound
Yeah.
of the car,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It'd have to be NFTs because
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Well, it'd be on screen. You could purchase them on screen in the infotainment.
There you go.
see
there you go.
that I
And it would
I think
immediately
is better.
port to the car
Yeah.
in the way that would be appropriate
Yeah.
in surround sound. I will say
Yeah.
that all of my buddies that are
They have to
doing
be
this,
approved.
all of these Atmos remixes that are being done that I think is like the biggest fucking jag-off ever. Everyone that I know
Yes.
who's doing it is
Yes.
saying that when you hear it in the car, it's actually mind-blowing.
Oh yeah.
So
for
what?
sure.
What
For
is
the
it-
car, it's
this is
insane.
the Sonos thing, right? The Sonos.
It's Dolby is doing
Atmos.
Atmos mixes where it's like full-on crazy surround sound and
like
and-
over your head,
but
around you.
all of the times that I've heard it in a studio, I've just been like yawn city.
whatever.
But there's the guys from Dolby have 2 Teslas that have it and it's 18 speakers inside the car, and by all accounts, it is absolutely extraordinary. So if you could do that shit where you're doing like soundtracks to cars that are using Atmos
Oh my
inside
God.
the car,
Are you kidding? I mean, because
Juicy.
I will say when I drive with the sports sound, because I have my
we
I have-
call it Space Jetsons.
I have yes, I have my my custom setting, which is sport, lowest suspension, no PDCC, just soft regular suspension, and but lowered, and then that's the sport sound, and just being that low but having a little bit softer suspension, you really feel the bottoming out, so it feels kind of like lowrider vibes, and then you just have that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so sexy. It's just a nice, because it does connect you emotionally to the car. The sound, even though it's partially synthesized, it is using the sound of the motors. There are microphones that are being amplified, or the sounds are
is it
come
really?
from
Yeah.
mic'd versions of the motors. So they're being amplified and augmented, but they're based on the sound of the motors.
Interesting.
So it is part of the car, but it's just augmented.
Right.
But it does connect you when you feel that, and it has shifting sounds, which is weird.
Well,
it does have 2 speeds.
It does have a
but
transmission.
It has more
yeah.
than that. When you're listening to it and you're accelerating, it's like it's this crossover that sounds like it's shifted 6 gears.
It's like the Fast and the Furious where they just keep shifting.
Yeah.
Did you know that if you're behind in a race, you can just go up another gear and press the pedal harder,
But
and then
you have
you're
to
in front
slam
of
it.
the
Yeah,
race.
obviously.
You have to slam it, though. You have to slam it. Because you mean business. You know what I mean? You got to tell the car. The other car won't believe you.
They're like, "Oh shit, we're doing this."
Oh, got it.
I didn't realize we were
Have
racing.
you watched those movies?
The Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
I can't. Of course
all
I
of
have.
them.
So I haven't watched any of them.
Really?
Yeah,
Ever?
I can't. No, I can't. But I did see the. there's-
fuck outta here.
I swear to God. So, but I can see
Man,
like
we're
the,
gonna have next rainy day.
Looks like
Lock
someone's getting
chaining you to a couch.
The one
with
scene that I
fucking,
had-
like Clockwork Orange
Yes.
fucking in your face.
14 hours.
No
of
more
family.
Dom. No more family.
The one scene I had seen was like the first time that he reveals to Paul Walker the black car that's in the garage, and he pops the hood on it, and Paul Walker says something along the lines of like, "Have you ever driven it?" And Dom's like silent, and then he just goes, "Nah, scares the shit out of me."
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't ever need to watch any of these fucking movies ever.
You know, like 6 movies later, he's in space.
Yeah, I know.
In a car. You know, like,
That's right. I'm done. I'm tapping out. It
It's
scares the
just-
shit out of me.
It's close. It's gotten close to the incoherent level of Transformers movies.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Transformers got there quicker.
Oh, way quick.
Oh, dude.
Transformers 2, it was like, I don't know
I don't know what's happening
anymore.
It's just like
There's just like colors tumbling across the screen. Like they haven't even.
Like it's like seems to be 6,000 gears are all working at the same time.
Well, you know why? They save a lot of money on dubbing over dialogue if they just don't have any.
Oh, you're
It's
right.
just-
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
20
of
minutes
course.
of fighting.
That-
You're right.
It
You're
was
right.
for it was for the
and
you know
terrible.
who.
Foreign markets.
You know
The
who.
universal
Oh,
language.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
of course. Of
The,
course.
the universal language of not speaking and blowing shit up.
Yeah,
in
machine
films.
I was like, fuck me. Like I don't even know what's happening.
Galvatron. That's it. Like
Yeah.
10 minutes later.
Hey, let's go. Wait, aren't they looking in Transformers 1 for the Allspark?
The
the
Allspark.
That's
God,
you
that
know
was a
what?
heart attack moment.
That's where the name. I guarantee you, that's where the fucking name of that
It's
car
a- You
came
think so?
from.
It's a cross between
this a
that
kind of-
and then the owl is because they're Harry Potter fans.
Oh,
as
so it's a
well.
hybrid.
So it's a
It's a
hybrid.
hybrid.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
two
cool.
it's
Wow.
two universes coming
So
together in
cool.
one car.
So cool.
Transformers and Harry
creative. Very creative.
The marketing wet dream.
That's it. That just. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, no.
No, it's all
fine.
terrible.
It's fine. No, they'll be okay. They'll be okay.
You see Fast 9, the newest one?
No, it's the only one I haven't. I don't know why I even watched them, but
I mean, because
guess
just
'cause I
to
started.
embrace the silliness at
I
this
guess
point.
so. Sure,
It's cartoonish.
sure.
I think it was
beyond-
six.
I don't
Was it
know what
six
it
or
is.
7 where the plane is going
6.
down the runway for 75 minutes.
I think it's 6.
Yeah, the
Runways are long,
longest
though.
take.
They're long.
They're long.
That's long,
and it was a
man.
big plane,
It's
and
a
they
big
go
plane?
real slow.
Yeah.
12-minute takeoff sequence.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone did the math on like they're like if it was going this fast for takeoff speed, this runway would be it was like 17 miles. Yeah.
One of my favorite LA moments was I got to be Vin Diesel's stand-in for 3 days on Triple X reshoots.
No way.
Yeah, yeah.
Sick.
And the reshoots were for the C-30 scene. So I ended up just sitting in the back of a C-30 that was just trundling up and down a fucking field in like the middle of Lancaster or some shit for hours on end.
Oh
It was
my-
absolutely amazing.
Just riding a C-30.
Yeah, just sitting in the back of a C-30 because my friend was a production manager and they fired his regular stand-in who'd been with him for years was getting a little above his station.
I see.
Making a little too many demands on the reshoot days.
Yeah,
So they were like,
Listen,
fucking.
did you eat these peanut butter filled pretzels?
How
Did
many
you
times have I
finish
told-
the peanut butter
Do you
filled
see this
pretzel
thing that
nuggets?
says Vin's peanut butter pretzels on it? It's written there in Sharpie, you prick. So they decided they were going to snap him on the nose with a newspaper to teach him a lesson. So they just fired him, right? From the cushiest gig in the world. So then they came in and they were like, does anybody know a bald dude who's like roughly 6 feet tall?
Like it matters if he's bald.
Well, it does.
It does.
It's all about the lighting.
Right,
So that's
it
what you
does.
do in the lighting stand.
see.
So it actually does matter. So
Okay.
she was like, I got one. So she called me and was like, what are you doing for the next couple days? I was like, nothing.
Can
She
you
was
do a
like,
cycle and then be here?
she's like, yeah,
If
she's
I
like,
send you some
how big can you
steroids?
get in a day? She was like, just start eating creatine now. Meet at fucking 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. You're standing in for Vin Diesel. I was like, this is the greatest gig ever. And I went, and then the director was, the director of talent or whatever was like, okay, we need to go and introduce you to Vin. So I go over and it's fucking Vin Diesel, and it's like him and 3 of his homeboys who are all and they're all fucking jacked. He has an 18-wheeler that's a gym.
Oh, yeah.
And in between shots, he's literally just in there with them, and they've got these huge pit bulls on these massive like chains to get super tankers held in place, and they're all fucking standing there, and they walk over, and I'm like shitting myself because I'm like, oh my god, what's about to happen? And she says, Christian, this is Finn. You're going to be filling in for him, and he's like, all right, we got to talk about this. Let's go. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So he pulls me over to the director. He's like, my stand-in has cooler fucking tattoos than I do. Fuck is going on with this? He's like, I got
awesome.
triple X on the back of my fucking neck. This guy's got jigsaw puzzle pieces in the whole 9 yards, and I'm standing there like, is this actually happening to me right now? Wow. And then for the next
What a
3 days, he
badass.
was such a sweetheart, and I just literally sat in the back of the C-30 as it like trundled up and down with like lights on my head and people like patting the sweat off, and that was my gig for like $750 a day.
That's amazing.
Greatest
Good
gig ever. I'm
Good
like,
gig.
great gig. I'm like, can I have the peanut butter cups?
No,
It's the only thing you can.
Listen,
Sorry,
that's
don't
what-
start. Don't start.
That's how you
Don't
lose the
even
gig,
ask about
champ.
the
All right,
last
don't.
guy. The last guy asked for the peanut butter filled
Yeah.
pretzel nuggets. So it
Yeah,
didn't
That's why
go
you're
well.
here.
It's
All right,
a trap.
there, champ.
It's a trap. I'm warning you ahead of time. Don't do it.
And don't think you're the guy that's going to get away with it.
No.
It's
No.
for real.
You're the first that's been given a preview, so consider yourself warned. Like, okay, jeez, I get it.
Scares the shit out of me.
Fuck.
Do you like being on set? Do you like the business of the business?
Oh, the business of the business?
Yeah.
You mean like doing the Late Late Show?
or when you've done television and
yeah.
stuff like that. Do you just like that atmosphere?
I really love engineering and design and production very much, like the technical things. A lot of times I like just being on set just to see how a set runs, to see how a production team works, and they're all different styles. So for me, I'm very entertained by gaffers, grips, and I'm always like a fourth AD, because whenever the director's like yelling directions, I'm always repeating them unnecessarily. Or they're just like
in an accent or something.
yeah, or it's just like flag moves. There'll be flag moves. Points. Copy. I'm sure I'm not the only one, and I'm sure there's some cruisers. Dude, come on. But most of the
Fucking
time,
Reggie Watts is on.
Listen, can I get an earpiece?
yeah, totally. Can I go
Reggie
walk
the
you too?
repeater's showing up today.
Yeah,
Oh, great.
let's move that over. Hey guys, let's just move it. Okay, can you stay off this channel? Sorry guys.
Actually, no, it's worse than that. They give you a radio that doesn't work.
Oh, my
where you
God,
just
of
mirror
course.
the whole time. You're like, shock, all right, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, dude, thank God that radio does. He
Oh,
has no
God.
clue that radio's not on, right?
He's on channel 10. We're recording it. We will use it. We will exploit it later, but saves us. No, I mean, I like it. Yeah, I like it. But I also like to not be on I don't like spending too much time on set. I definitely want to, as much as possible. I think of it as like this isn't how Formula One works, but like racing. I love the idea of a cockpit that's ready to go, and you put on your gear and you just get to that cockpit and you attack. And then you pull in, and then like, I love the pit stop element of it. So I like to not be there very long. I like to be like, he just came in. 15 minutes later.
5 minutes to Reggie.
Yeah,
5
5
minutes
minutes
to
later. I'm
Reggie.
like, okay, cool. And then do it, and like, blah, blah, blah. You should never go there, or whatever it is. And then I just walk off, and they're like, thanks a lot. I'm like, that was really great. See you later. Like, I love that feeling. Not because I don't want to spend time there. I just think it's fun to be in that efficient of a system.
Yeah.
There's something about, I just love the hyper pro. It's sick. I
Yeah.
love it. So I do like that.
Is Late Late Show a good system?
Oh my gosh, it's so sick.
Is
yeah.
it?
Yeah, because I show up like half an hour, sometimes a little earlier, like 20 minutes before, go straight to makeup, and then go into my room, just put on my jacket, and I will put on my in-ears jacket, and then just walk out, and then they're already walking down the hall to start the show. The show, just do the show. Show's done. Hour and a half later, and then I go home. But that's exactly what James told me it would be like, which was insane that
Really?
he predicted it that accurately. Yeah.
Is he super pro?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, he's got a good mixture of like keeping it casual, but also like, come on guys, let's get this fucking done.
Nice.
You know,
How did you get that gig?
like any of the gigs I've gotten, like it's just like I'm just like hanging out one day and my manager goes, "Oh, Conan wants you to tour with him." Oh, okay, cool. You know, like, okay, you know, or like Brian Eno wants you to perform at his daughter's birthday party. It's like, oh yeah, sure, okay.
Is that a gig you did? You did the Eno birthday party?
Yeah, I did both of his daughter's
Oh, that's
17th
amazing.
birthday out at his house in Oxfordshire.
Wow,
But
what is that gig like?
It's great. It
Is
was
that a
so
full
sweet.
set?
Well, no, it was actually really short. I did like 10 minutes.
Nice.
Like, you know, at this birthday party at his home in Oxfordshire, and they have this barn area, and they had like a dance in the barn. And when I got there to set up my gear, his two daughters helped set up my gear. They were plugging it into the sound system and everything.
nice.
And I'm closer with Ariel. She's really great. But they were great. They were super dope. And he's dope. I do the thing for 10 minutes. Then I go and like hang out with Brian and his family, like in the house while the kids are doing their thing, having a birthday party on the grounds. And then we're just hanging out. I sleep in a guest room, get up in the morning. He's singing songs with his brother with the guitar in the morning. And they're both singing songs together. And I'm just like watching this, having breakfast. And then he's like, oh, let me drive you to the airport. Drives me to the airport, and then invites me to 5
Kinda
festivals.
surreal, right?
I mean, it's so like I think if when I tell people the things that I've done over time, it seems very difficult to believe. The
Yeah.
people that I've hung out with or situations that I've been asked to be in are just so random and so extreme. I love it. I feel really lucky.
That's cool.
He's definitely one of my favorite, not just producers of music, like characters in all of music.
Oh man, totally.
There's like a great story of they were working on Joshua Tree, and where the Streets Have No Name had taken like 6 months of the recording, and they'd got to the point where like it was paralysis through analysis. They just got to the point where they were like, what the fuck is this song even doing anymore? And Edge said he was like sitting in the tracking room and he looked through the fucking window, and the engineer, like the junior engineer, was grabbing Eno and wrestling him to the floor, and they went in, and Eno had literally armed record on the entire tape and was prepared to wipe 7 months of work away, because his whole thing was like, it's going to be easier for us to get back there. We're just trapped by these 7 months of this recording, so just delete the whole fucking thing and start all over again. And this junior engineer who was like there to plug shit in is like, no, and like save the recording. And the one you hear on the record
a writing
is
credit.
Yeah, like a saving the fucking day writing credit.
Yeah.
I want one of those fucking turntables. Have you seen that shit?
What's that?
Eno just put out this fucking $50,000 turntable that's this work of art.
Design, the super high design
Dude.
one. Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea.
Was Mark Newson involved in
You gotta
it
make
also?
you gotta make a phone call about this fucking
yeah.
turntable. Yeah, look at this
Yeah.
turntable, dude. It changes
It glows.
fucking color.
It's like a glowing thing.
It's a Paul Stopler fucking art piece, and it plays records, and then it's
Sold out.
Yeah, they're
Inquire.
not different copies. They're not different versions. It changes color depending on the
That's pretty
fucking
fucking cool.
right.
Yeah, that's pretty rad.
And they came out at like 30 grand. They're already at 50, and it's like one of these things that like look at this.
You think it sounds good?
Yes, yeah, because he's
to.
he's a fucking audio nerd. Like he's not going to put his name on something that's a fucking shitbag.
He's that dude is.
Look at that, dude. Could you imagine?
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty fucking
pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah.
I don't have $50K to blow on a turntable at this point.
It'd be cool if the armature looked a little bit more kind
Tech.
of integrated. Yeah.
I mean, it's just the it's,
Stylistic. Well, I mean, it's probably like carbon fiber. With
yeah,
like,
it's not a cheap
vibration.
arm.
It's
like-
not lit in any of these photos. It's
Right.
like, you know, they're not giving you an up close.
yeah.
That's cool as fuck.
cool
It's
as
a great
fuck.
idea.
Yep, and it's under
I mean, his shit is so dope. He's.
Are you an audiophile, Reggie? Like, do you have like some crazy stereo at home where you have to sit in one corner of the room to listen to it?
You know, I will have a room like that when I finally get a house.
Yeah.
But I have right now. I have some B&O 18. I have some B&O 18s.
Yeah.
2 towers, really nice wood, and with the sub. So it's just a 2.1 system. Sounds fucking great. It's wireless, but it's their proprietary wireless system. So it sounds really sweet in there. And then I tuned my room a little bit with some sound panels. Those are great. I have a lot of all kinds of headphones, in-ears, over-ears, open-backed, closed-backed. Some
Weren't we
different-
just
different
talking about
amplifiers.
people who collect headphones recently?
Oh yeah,
We
Me
were
and-
thinking about like because it was headphone. You know, they can get really expensive. I was like, yeah, but like, who the fuck buys like a dozen pairs of
Yeah.
headphones? You can, like that, yeah.
Reggie
That's
Watts.
me.
So how do you know which ones to grab?
I just do research on them.
No, like
Oh.
not to buy. Like you've got a dozen headphones
Oh,
hanging on the
gotcha.
wall. Like are you like, ooh, I'm going to listen to this album. Like I need to have this pair of headphones to go with them.
I usually just use my favorite in-ears. Like Campfire Audio makes sick ass headphones, in-ears, and they have there's I forget the name of the series. I have 3 pairs of them, but there's this. Whatever just came out last year. I don't know if there's Campfire Audio. I don't know if you look for it. But anyways, they sound incredible with my Aston Kern player, which is
nice.
a high,
Yeah.
high res, hi-fi, whatever.
Is it the Mammoth? The holy
Flak.
fuck, these are expensive. Campfire. Oh, Empire. It's Empire ears. Campfire Audio.
Campfire Audio, yeah, click that. That's a California company.
The
He's-
oh wow, look at these things.
Yeah, they're pretty
Jesus
cool.
Christ. The Saber, the Satsuma, the Holocene,
No, it's the
These are
those
crazy.
Solaris.
Solaris Shrink Ray.
Yeah.
$1,600. Wow.
Multiverse Day 2.
But they sound. I mean, if you want to like get holographic, you know, it's just like you close your eyes and you get like a high res file. You've got like a great amplifier, or you've got enough power to power those headphones. They're pretty efficient, so they don't take a lot of power, but they sound good when you're a little overpowered.
Are they wireless?
No,
they're
no,
wired.
no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're wired.
Okay.
And yeah, they sound insane. So I use it with my Aston Kern player, and it just sounds incredible. I mean, you're hearing detail you would have normally not heard before, and it's not psychosomatic. It's real.
Yeah, yeah.
So
because the other thing
Christian
with,
got
like-
me a pair of headphones from Audeze.
Yeah.
oh,
I mean,
Odyssey's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Odyssey's
They're
great.
open back. You
They
know,
made
so
like-
I,
they
so
made
I
like
can't
the-
wear them on a plane.
Oh,
People drive the
right.
shit.
Because they made like the first pair of planers that you could
Yeah.
power off of a phone, which was like a
Oh yeah, that's
it was
right.
a huge
I
deal.
remember that they sold in the Apple store,
Yeah, yeah.
with the Lightning connector.
Yeah, because nobody could, you had to have an headphone amplifier.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
I when I do my
They're
show, I have
amazing.
them show up and
They're
like
great.
they have a bunch
Yeah.
of them in the thing so people. Because my big thing is to get people to listen to music correctly again
Yes,
instead of
yes.
fucking like assholes on their phones.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you should be here because for $400 you can have a pair of headphones that'll blow your fucking
Totally.
mind. That are powered off your phone. You don't have to get a headphone amplifier. You don't have to do all that
Right.
fucking stupid
He was
shit.
literally like, pick a song, any song, put these headphones on, and I guarantee you hear something new.
Yep.
And I was like, okay. And I fucking did. He was right.
Yeah.
I listened to a song I listened to a million times, and I
Wheels on
heard
the
some
bus.
new shit.
Yeah, they're. I mean, they're
Yeah,
really.
Wheels on the Bus.
They're really. It's I think my in ears were made by this company called AudioFly, which is a terrible name. But they're the guy Dave, who
sounds
actually they've been around forever.
Yeah.
But so Dave, who's this Australian dude who created them. He has like a completely different EQ that he enjoys listening to.
Oh, there's
so
Odyssey's the
in-ear
planner,
ones,
the
yeah,
planner
they're so
in-ear.
weird.
They were terrible. I didn't like them.
I didn't like him at all. But the in ears that this AudioFly company made, he has like his EQ choice is completely different to one that I would have gone with. Yeah. So I get to hear things in a way that I would never have heard prior because what he prefers to highlight is stuff that I would never fucking highlight, and I love the way they fucking sound. But
That's great.
If you're listening and you're looking to get some decent headphones, the Audeze LCD ones are a great starting point.
Oh, those are great.
They're great for $400, man. You won't need anything else. But they are open back, so if you're sitting on a plane, you will annoy the people.
You will
around
annoy
you.
the people next to you. Yeah.
But that's why
Yeah.
they work so well.
Yeah.
There's great. There's really good. I mean, the Sony's the XM400 or 4000s or whatever, and whatever their newest true wireless earbuds. They sound incredible.
Is that your go-to like airplane headphones? What's your go-to airplane?
No, actually, airplane. I used to do B&O H8s or something like that, but now I just do the Apple AirPod Max.
Oh, okay.
Just because they're just easy. The design's a little arguably like kind of clunky, but once they're on, they're just so easy and they work well with Apple products and it sounds really good.
Sound really good.
And it works with spatial audio. So when you're
Yeah.
watching anything, you get that spatial audio effect, which is really beautiful. But if I really want to get hardcore, then I'll bring the Solaris with the Aston Kern. But the Aston Kern player, it's like a chunk of brass. It's so heavy.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I need to like, maybe up my music game.
Your
You
device.
can get a dongle.
Well, I have.
Dragonfly.
I have
the
I have
AudioQuest dongle.
Yeah.
Those are great.
Yeah. Have you heard any like car stereos that really fucking blow your mind?
I love my my
Burmeister is
Burmeister, my
good.
Burmeister on both
Christian's
cars.
anti-Burmeister.
I think it sounds great. In the Taycan, it sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't heard the Taycan. The one we heard was the one that was in the four-door. What's the
Panamera?
Yeah, it was the
It was
Panamera.
Panamera GTS, yeah.
And we did like a quick duck and dive between all of them, and I didn't like. It's a little too. They were just too. It was too brittle sounding for me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something going on there that's. Was a little bit too like, hey, I have Harman Kardon in the Mini and it's fucking great.
Oh, that's great.
The best
Great.
I've ever
Harman
heard
Kardon
is the
shit.
Meridian
HK is
in the
great.
Range
Oh,
Rover.
the Meridian.
27 speaker Meridian.
Oh,
in the
Meridian
Range Rover. It was
does
so
serial
sick.
shit.
Bonkers.
No, Meridian's like that's next level. I mean, anything that would be in like Rolls Royce,
Yeah.
anything and be in Bentley, I imagine are going to be like insane.
Did they do
systems.
Meridians in Bentleys?
No,
and
Bentley is
I'm
name.
just saying.
name, right?
Name
Yeah, I was
is
going to say it's
Bentley.
name. Yeah, the
Yeah.
English stuff.
I'm just saying, like those for some reason, those cars like they do audio. I mean, the English do; they love audio, so
Right.
and Germans do too. But I guess it just depends. I'd have to do an A/B really, but I know that in the Taycan, when I'm just sitting there and I want to listen to a mix of something, all my friends are like, "Holy shit!" And there's so many choices. Or you can do like 3D audio, the intensity of it,
Right.
Obviously, basic EQ, and then some settings, or presets. But it's pretty sick sounding, but I know that there is better. I know that there's got to be something out there that I'm like, holy shit, because I used to just install
Yeah, me too.
systems,
Yeah.
into my. I had a Ford Fusion for a while, whatever their
I had the full
racy one was.
Alpine shit in my trunk
Oh,
back in the
Alpine.
day with the
Damn.
flip outs and
Yes.
the screen. I mean, it was fucking
with the removable faceplate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had
of
that
course.
one, and then I had the full
Oh,
flip
I
out
remember
monitor,
that.
the
Yes.
IVA 901,
Oh
baby.
shit!
The DVD player under the seat.
Oh my
Shit.
gosh!
We used to do that. We used to get that Chinatown MTX Thunder 7000
Oh,
fucking
my
amps.
God,
by
yeah, yeah.
12.
Oh
Yeah.
my lord!
So silly.
My
So dumb.
My friend had a mini disc player, a
Oh,
car
dude.
Oh, yeah.
mini disc player, which I just think that's so sick.
My friend had in his Bonneville had a DAT head unit.
what?
What?
Yeah, it was like the fucking craziest shit. I wasn't out. I think it might have been a Blaupunkt, but it was actually like a DAT head unit with a fucking. I was like, that's the craziest shit ever. Was they'd make one of these? Like,
Wow,
who the
that's
fuck
fucking
else would have
crazy.
like
I've
had
never seen that
a
before.
DAT head unit?
I love that.
When I had that Alpine, because I used to sell mad weed in college, and this is what I spent all the money on.
Okay.
I had the fucking
you
Alpine with
should.
5 monitors in the truck, the speakers, the whole shit, and it was the very first XM unit. And it was a standalone XM unit that I had installed in the dash, and it went to the thing. But then they came out with the DVR for XM radio. And it literally had like 4 hours of recording. It was a
Yeah.
box like this big, and you could program like anytime you see Pearl Jam, record it, and I could record like the Howard Stern show. So like I could drive to work and listen to the first half of the morning show, and then record the second half to listen on the way home, like full DVR.
The XM
For
ruled.
XM, it was crazy.
XM ruled.
Yeah,
It
was
but
really
it sounds
cool.
terrible now.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
they
F-
cheapened it.
Well, it's because it's Sirius. Sirius bought XM because they had that tech that
they had
Sirius wanted, and
Yeah.
then they also because they had baseball. It was the only thing that XM had
Wow.
that Sirius
I'm
didn't
just
have.
so addicted to having one set of channels throughout the whole country, though, unfortunately.
I mean,
But you
know,
can do it through apps too.
Yes, you can.
Like
Yeah.
KCRW, I listen to it anywhere in the world. Or sometimes I listen to the Berlin KCRW too.
Oh, that's
It's kinda-
probably good.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, but it's great to like go anywhere and go like, I'm listening to KCRW. It's like it's such a like, whoa, I'm listening to. I'm in Abu Dhabi and I'm listening to whatever.
Steve Inskeep.
Yeah, Steve Inskeep.
You see the video, like the
Cora Coleman.
Did you see the internet lit up because they put out like a video footage of him talking to Trump, and it was like people got to see what Steve Inskeep looked like, and it's not what
I
you
have
imagine
no
Steve
idea.
Inskeep
Oh,
looked
shit.
like.
What
No,
does
it's
Steve
I have
Inskeep look like?
absolutely no fucking idea what this guy looks like now.
and then you look at it and you're like, wait, that, and then he talks and he's got that voice. Yeah, that's
The car, Moulin.
wow. Yeah.
the Moulin.
Moulin.
The Moulin is the electric car.
Moulin.
You found it.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
How do you
is
spell it?
MOU?
MULLE with a thing above it, N.
What?
An accent aigu
Like
or an
Mullen.
accent?
No, just hard E.
hard E.
Moulin.
The Moulin 5.
Yeah.
I have literally never heard of it. It looks like they've gotten some Aston Martin elements together with some
Yeah.
Lamborghini
And
elements.
some
Nice look,
Porsche
very
elements.
glorious.
It's all three of them in one.
And smoothed it out.
I think those are Aston Martin DBX wheels, actually.
I will say I like those wheels.
It's not. It's
not
pretty
ugly.
decent looking.
It looks
It's
good. It's
Pretty
nice, like
decent
little
looking, yeah.
muscular looking, simple.
This unknown EV just beat out Rivian. When is this article from? Oh, recently, November 2021.
yeah.
Okay. Well, fucking Reggie's dropping some EV knowledge on us today. Oh, look, this one has the smoker's package. That's like the flip up ashtray.
Oh yeah, you need it. You need it. Well, they made this weirdly for pipe smokers, not cigarette, not cigars, just pipe smokers. It's
Only
really weird.
Exclusively.
It's like a
You
little
don't see a lot of
packing
that
device.
You don't see enough pipe smoking anymore.
No, you don't.
It's by far the least offensive.
It's
pipe
totally
so
the-
good.
Like, I've had so
If
many
anything,
conversations
it
about
smells
this.
great,
Yeah, the
right?
smell
It
is
smells
amazing.
so good. I was into him for like a year.
Get the fuck out.
When I was
Really?
when I was like 29, 30, I was like, oh, I want to get the pipes. And then and I had a friend who had a Danish. She was Norwegian and she was dating this Danish guy and he loved pipes. And so we would go like camping out. You know, I was living in Seattle, so we'd go out to the ocean in like their family cabin, and we'd just be sitting on the porch, him and me, just like
It's,
it's like feeling it in there, and he's like. Yeah.
it's just
You
like
know,
if you're
it's great.
under like 60, it just doesn't look right.
It looks
Looks
weird.
weird as hell.
weird.
Right?
It looks
used to
very.
be-
It looks very pretentious. Is ultimately what you look like.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
under 60, but once you get to 60,
Then you're
you're
solving
fucking,
cases.
you're
fine.
fucking done,
You're
man.
okay.
A pipe is great.
You're okay.
Right there.
Yeah.
You're okay.
It just really, it's a really pleasant smell.
I mean,
I
there's
just
a
love it,
reason.
'cause
this-
cigars, you know, I know
go
that-
either way.
I know that it's like it depends on
Yeah,
your
yeah,
view of
no.
cigars, but it's not like the average person. What do you think? They're probably like, it smells like some smoke.
Yeah.
But a pipe is like, oh, what is that? Are you?
Well,
are
there's
you
a reason that
tanning leather.
They have like leather and whiskey and
Yeah.
pipe candles, and
Yeah.
they don't have like cigar shop as a candle scent. You know, like there's not a candle that's like Marlboro 100s.
yeah, totally.
Oh my God.
Horse race ticket office.
Yeah. Oh my God. Horse
Philadelphia
Smells
bar.
great in here. What is that? Oh, it's horse race ticket office. Oh, it's amazing. It's
Live, laugh, love.
1997.
Live, laugh, fuck.
West Philly pub. Oh
Yeah,
my-
it
is the
doesn't
one
exist
too,
for a
yeah.
reason.
Oh my God, that's so hilarious.
Oh my God. Do we have anything on the Patreon, Zachary?
We do.
Specifically for Reggie.
We do. I put them at the top.
We've got our Patreon. People can, patrons can ask us questions. We've
nice.
sorted them out. We have some general car advice stuff we'll save for the next show because Reggie's time is valuable.
Rich Bebenroth, that's a great question.
But you can get down on this stuff by joining patreon.com/The Smoking Tire Podcast. It's an excellent value. Crandy wants to know, what is Reggie's ideal Montana car?
Ooh, Montana car. I would say, man. You know, I would probably say, just in principle, a Rivian. I would rock
Because
that.
of the camping features, the camping-friendly features?
I just like the ability to off-road, you know. Obviously, charging network is a thing, but I would say that. But in a traditional, more functional, more real-world application, I don't know. I would probably do something like a Subaru,
Yeah.
and just something practical, but is good at what it does. It's got four-wheel drive, but I've been driving mostly sedans. I mean, all in my whole time in Montana, it's mainly only been sedans, and
Do you
I have an
spend time in
SHO
Montana
right now.
still?
What's that?
You have an SHO in Montana?
Yeah,
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Like what generation?
It's I want to say 2015.
Like, oh, okay. It's like the
okay.
newer one.
Yeah,
Okay.
2014.
I
No,
thought you were
not,
telling me
not
like a
first
Conan
gen.
SHO.
No,
Oh.
not like the early gen. Like
Yeah.
we're really doing it.
No,
it's
there's
just like
nothing wrong with
SHO.
it.
Good. They have the
Nothing wrong
Yamaha
with the
engine.
current one, but if you had the
Yeah.
fucking older one, I'd be like, did Conan get to you?
Oh,
on
yeah,
his
no,
SHO
no.
love? Because
Yeah.
he's all about those things.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Conan has had multiple, like, 90s SHOs.
Wow.
He's like an SHO enthusiast.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay.
I
That
mean, it's
is
not
really
weird. The cars are cool, but, like, it's interesting.
No,
Yeah,
but that's a very, very specific choice.
It's very specific.
Very, very specific. But yeah, so I would say that.
Jake wants to know, what was your first car, which was the Renault, you said.
Yep.
Would you ever buy the nicest example you could find out of nostalgia? Do you have any nostalgia for one to the point where you'd want to buy another one?
Oh, nostalgia for something. I would say probably. I would rock that Renault again.
It's ironically cool
It's,
now.
it really is. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a very boxy.
Yeah.
very not very handsome car. But the weird thing is, I just realized just last week is that it was beige, like the Taycan.
So was mine. My Encore was beige. I think they had like 2 colors.
Yeah, it's beige.
Beige.
They had like white, red, blue, of course,
and beige.
and beige.
Yep.
It's coming back.
And
It's
black.
cool now.
Yeah.
That color on the Taycan I see a lot. It's popular. It's a
Yeah.
good color.
It's a great color.
It's like latte foam.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like very.
Wyatt wants to know, do either of us have any exceptional, memorable, or profound experiences in Detroit?
I have one. I made it out alive. I was profoundly touched by that.
I like the people I meet in Detroit
Yeah.
a lot. I fucking hate Detroit.
Yeah,
it's a depressing place,
it's
but
so
I like
depressing.
the people I meet there.
Have you seen like pictures of it like back in the heyday? It must have been
car days.
amazing to
Yeah, it was
fucking
cool.
live there.
Electric Avenue.
Everybody had like a fucking quality of life that was mid class and fucking clubs and music scenes and all that. It was incredible.
Yeah, and Motown, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's, I've had some good times for the Detroit Electronic Music Festival. A few times. I've been there twice and got to play once, and that's really cool. But that's a festival, so
Right.
Detroit works because of the history of Detroit techno. But I would say any other time that I've been there, I was there for a comedy show once. So it's cool. It's got some pockets, but it's definitely down on hard times.
Yeah, it's a tough place, but like I've met some really nice people, and there's
Great
like
people.
there's young creative people that are taking advantage of the fact that like real
Yes.
estate is cheap
Yes.
and
Right,
doing like
Totally.
fun shit.
I know. So there's still squatting going on there.
Yeah,
There's still because
there's urban farming happening.
yes, it's so crazy because like it's so sprawling. You don't even realize how big, how spread out Detroit is.
Yeah.
But then there are these like long avenues with these super old houses, and they're a mixture of like some people are just squatting, some people actually own those houses, or they're renting their houses for landlords, and they're kind of post-apocalyptic vibes. It's really cool.
I was just watching this thing about what they call ghost gardens, which is where the house was run down, they fucking bulldozed the house. It's kind of going back to the wild. There's tall grass, but where there were gardens in front of the house, they continue to bloom every year. So you kind of have this beautiful garden in front of what used to be a house and
wow.
isn't anymore, and they call them ghost gardens. It's creepy.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful and also
but also
sad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who is still? Can I say so? In the Detroit thing, who's still in Detroit? That is Carl. And those,
Carl Cox?
Yeah. Is anyone based out of Detroit still, or did everybody leave?
I don't know anybody. I mean,
I think Eminem still lives in Detroit.
He might be the only one.
I'm serious. I think
Really?
he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, it's like Chappelle going back to Ohio. But
Oh,
yeah,
right,
I'm
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to think of like anyone who's still making music.
I
out
haven't
of
heard
Detroit.
DJ Holographic. Shout out. She's there.
Okay.
She's awesome. She travels all over the place, but she's a Detroit DJ. She's amazing.
And like Richie came out of there too. Like Richie Horton, I think was in Plastic Man. I think he might. I'm wondering if he's still there because that's the other thing is that he used to have such a sick, fucking forward-thinking music scene.
right.
And-
It's still there's pockets. There's even comedy there. They in these like box cars. There's like this box car. Not box car, but
shipping
shipping
containers?
Containers?
There's a shipping container zone that has like restaurants in it, and it's
Oh, yeah,
multi-level.
yeah.
Oh wow, that's dope.
And there's this comedy club.
I feel like
in
a
shipping
comedy
container.
club in Detroit should be named Squatters.
Be great.
That would be a great.
Oh yeah, Squatters
Great
Comedy
name
Club.
for a
Squatters
I'm
Comedy
down.
Club. Yeah.
Yeah, and squat. Definitely, it has to take place in the squat.
Yeah.
100%.
I
like this
is a good
question.
question.
Yeah.
Rich Bebenroth, what is the worst you ever saw a comedian drive?
Like the worst car.
I don't know if it was the worst car or the worst driving skills, or like the.
It says what car was the worst?
Oh,
you
what
ever
car
saw?
was
Yeah,
the
what
worst?
car was the worst.
Oh, what comedian had the worst? Some of them must have horrible cars.
I'm trying to think. I mean, it depends on what you mean by horrible car. Because sometimes if I know that someone's making good money, but I'm seeing like they're driving like just some average car, it's not that it's it's fine because it's a personality thing, right? It's like you either want a nice car or you don't, but you don't care about it. But sometimes I'm like, oh, you could have a thing, you could have another thing, but you're doing that. That's
Right.
That's
Right. That's a
interesting.
choice.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's that. But then there's just like people that just like they just have their up and coming, or whatever, and they're just rocking. I mean, there's a lot of Priuses. There's a lot of Honda Fits.
The Prius is a very popular
Prius
comedian's car.
is so popular, almost, and of every generation
Yeah.
of Prius,
Right.
Including the Prius C.
I feel
They're
like
very good at their
because
job.
for like the road comic, it's very efficient if you're
Totally.
driving to a lot of gigs.
But even if you're
and-
not a road comic and you're just a dude that's driving or a chick who's driving around LA and doing different
Yeah.
gigs, it's way more like cheaper to go from
Yeah,
like night
for
to night
sure.
to night to
Totally.
night.
Yeah.
All fucking,
Yeah.
if you're doing 4 sets in a night,
I have no hate for the Prius. Everyone
No, I
I know
don't
who has
either.
owned a Prius has really
I
liked it.
fucking hated
Yeah.
it. I hated it
I mean,
so
I don't
much.
want one, but like,
Yeah.
you
A Honda Element though. Those are
I have
great.
one I'll throw out
Those are
because
straight.
I had one of those.
Enthusiastic.
I had an Element. It was fucking amazing.
this guy
yeah.
was not like a famous comedian. This was an open mic, and the guy was talking about his van. And we're like, oh, let's check out your van. We go outside. He has an E350 that he had cut the roof off and taken a boat, like a fucking rowboat, and mounted upside down on the roof to expand the roof line so that he could
Nice.
sleep on top of it. And then he had built a wooden
Bold.
structure inside on the left side that was screwed down with like self-tapping screws. And then he had a propane stove with a cast iron pan. So that's where he made dinner in his home built. Like and
Yikes.
the boat was stuck on with tapping screws
that
and like
wins.
shellac. So that's why I didn't want to interrupt. Like not a real comedian, but that was interesting.
That's
yeah,
pretty
that's
brutal.
bold.
Yeah.
How was his set?
It was interesting. It was interesting.
Just keeping
Mostly
it interesting.
Struggled for his art. I
I
think.
get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Earned it.
Oh, it's crazy.
Daniel Hunsinger, interesting question. Best car from your least favorite manufacturer and worst car from your favorite manufacturer.
That's a good one.
Now that's interesting. Well, the worst.
Let's take the first part.
Take the
Best
third
car
part-
from the
third-
least favorite manufacturer.
My least favorite manufacturer.
Favorite manufacturer. Who
Who
would that
makes
be?
who makes not
Okay, well, the
Chevy?
Evo from Mitsubishi because the
Oh,
Evo
yeah,
has
that's
always
a
been
good
great.
one.
That is
but
a good
everything else
one.
they made,
Shite.
especially since
Listen,
then,
my
has been real
Delica
rough.
takes offense.
I said after the Evo has been bad. After.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a pretty good one. I can't think of a good Daihatsu. It's
I was
not
gonna
my
say.
least favorite, but can't. I mean, Saturns are really
Oh, my
really
God.
bad. So the Saturn Sky was the best. The Roadster,
Right.
That was the best
Oh,
car
wow.
from,
Yeah.
from a not so great car company. Yeah,
That's a good one.
Worst car from your favorite manufacturer?
Aston Signet.
Yeah. Is Aston your favorite car manufacturer?
I like them a lot, but that was for cafe reasons.
First generation
Porsche
Panamera.
924, first gen Panamera
Yeah.
V6.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I would go with the Porsche 924, which is
Oh,
pretty,
the 924 is like
924 is
it's
pretty
like
terrible.
a weak version of a 944.
Yeah. It was before they were like, guys, we need to do something about this.
Actually, they said, gentlemen, we need
this
to
is
fix
actually
this.
a shit box.
It's like one of the only times there was an afterthought, like at a meeting, and someone's like, "Oh, so I have this idea for a 924." They're like, "Oh yeah, it looks cool." So Klaus, I want to talk about the 9/11 program. It's like, "Okay, I guess I'll go make it. I'll go make it. Okay, I'll go make it."
Loki says
Loki.
Loki Loke.
What was it like being the Taskmaster? Alex Horn seems fun.
Oh shit. Yeah. Well, let me look at you.
Yeah.
No,
Nobody up there.
It was. Oh, that's too bad. It was really, really fun. It was like one of those. It was a dream gig. I wish that they would have renewed for new seasons, but it was. Alex Horn is this genius, kind of comedic, musician-y show guy that is just so brilliant and. He and his partner wrote this amazing concept of this. There's a Taskmaster that started in Britain, but now they've kind of franchised it out to different countries. They're still involved in different ways, but they have different Taskmasters in different countries. Now I was going to be the Taskmaster in the U.S. We had one season, 6 episodes, I think, something like that, and it was a blast. I mean, it was like a dream crew of people that were participating in it. All I had to do was like chill and judge. That was it.
That's a good gig.
And
a great gig.
And I loved it.
No
because
preparation ahead.
No
which
preparation
which
at
is
all.
right up
All the
your
work's
alley.
being done by everybody else.
Yes. Yeah, I just had to wear
Great.
a turtleneck, and it was great. It was
Your outfit
so
is
much fun.
real. I was looking at your outfit. It's exceptional.
Yeah, the hardest part looks like the turtleneck.
Looks like the dressing up
yeah,
part.
like you.
Did they lighten you for that picture? It
don't
looks
know.
like
They might have.
It looks
They
like
might
they
have.
might have like whitened.
It
you
happens.
a little bit. Does it?
Well, I don't know. Also, lighting changes too.
That's a good point.
I mean, that's pretty close.
Yeah, your hair is fucking epic.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you spend much time on it?
No. No, not at all.
Which took more time, Taskmaster or your hair?
Taskmaster, definitely. I'm just like, cool. I really no. I'm the laziest motherfucker in the world.
Well, for Richard says, for Reggie, which of your cars do you drive most often? The Taycan. Right?
Taycan. Yeah.
It's a great everyday LA car.
It's great. Just
Fucking
jump in
great
and go.
LA car. Michael Ross says, I'm making cassette mixtapes to play in an 80s car.
Brilliant.
What 80s song would you put on it? So far I have Black Sabbath, Pixies, and Sonic Youth.
I wouldn't put any of those on a 80s mixtape for a car. I would put on
After
fucking...
today, fucking everybody wants to rule the world.
Dude, I mean, I would put in
gotta
El
do that.
DeBarge. I would put in some
DeBarge
fucking,
is great.
you know,
Janet Jackson,
Streets
Control.
of Fire. Janet Jackson would be amazing.
80s Joel.
White Snake. I'd go with the White Snake.
You could do some Still of the Night.
Some Snake.
Some Snake. Gotta put some
Gotta
snake
get some
on that
snake in
thing.
it, man.
But if you're gonna go that way with it, with the Black Sabbath, Pixies,
Pat
Sonic
Benatar.
Youth way,
Yeah. Oh yeah, right that way.
it's you got a little bit
REM.
more solid 80s REM would be a
what's
great choice.
80s REM? I guess like what's early?
Murmur?
Early, right? Murmur. Yeah. Wow.
That one.
Fucking on point.
Radio free.
Yeah. I would also do. I would go with some 80s hip hop.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. For
You know,
sure.
I
Yep.
mean, I would definitely throw
some Fat Boys.
some Fat
What'd
Boys
you
for
throw on
sure.
Fat
I
Boys?
thought
Yeah.
some dude. LL Cool J.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Radio, PSK.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's do some Schoolie D.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good ways you could go with an 80s mixtape.
Yeah, I'd also have to maybe throw some Depeche Mode in there too.
Mandatory.
You gotta have to. You
Mandatory.
gotta have to.
The Depeche breakdowns. Good.
Yeah, the Depeche sessions are pretty good.
Oh man, I'm
There's-
sure.
Did you send him the Dropbox yet?
No, I haven't. I should
yeah,
send you the Dropbox.
The back recordings.
Oh, the
There's
archive.
many
Nice.
good archives.
So down.
Some really fucking strange shit in there.
I'll listen to that.
Oh, Daxa says, Reggie, how do you pick projects when you have so many different talents? Does your agent do the heavy lifting? Do you feel like you don't have enough time in the day to scratch all the creative itches?
I do feel like there's not enough time. Well, it's not about enough time. It's about enough conduits to get it out.
Right.
You know, it's really like I have a lot of ideas, but to make those ideas realities and then putting them out into the world, it's not as fast as I'd like it to be. But I'm working on that. I'm trying to get my production company rolling into a point at which I can. Basically, the rule is I just want to make whatever I want to make, whenever I want to make it, and release it whenever I want to, and that's the zone I want to get to, so that I'll be able to release like a short film, an audio book, a VR experience, an AR experience, whatever it is that I want to get into, because I love all of it. I want to be able to produce it quickly, have an idea, have it executed, and then have it in the world as quickly as possible.
How close do you think you are, like realistically?
I'd say I'm maybe like possibly like 3 years off or something
yeah,
like
that's
that.
awesome.
Maybe. I mean, that's my guess. I have a version of it. I mean, I can do quite a few things now, but not to the level. I want to do like high level stupid shit. You know, just like so much production value for a really, really unnecessary idea. Like I want to get to that level where I can just do that and make that happen. I'd be so happy. But yeah, it's
That sounds
it's
like
tough.
Andy Kaufman.
Oh man, totally.
That sounds like an Andy Kaufman thing.
I want to do that. There's so much dumb shit I want to do. Like if I get to do it, you guys will dig what comes up. It'll be great. Some of it is
Sweet.
experiences, some other stuff, but great.
This is I'm gonna Prashan's question. I'm gonna dial back some of the words. Wants to be a fashion photographer, but access to that world is very restricted. Consequently, me and some others are working on creating our own culture magazine that we will distribute among students at American University. We also can plan on creating video companion content. This means doing a bunch of different things. As someone with a million different talents, is this a reasonable idea, or should I focus on one thing?
What are the things that he's doing?
I mean, making a culture magazine with companion video content. I mean, that's a lot of things.
Does it revolve around fashion? I guess.
Doesn't say.
Well, I'd like to be a fashion photographer, but access
Photographer.
to that world is very restricted.
Oh, so instead they are doing this thing. I guess it depends on what it's about. But I mean, if it's about something that's related to photography and design,
making a magazine is a lot of work. Making video content is a lot of work.
Yep.
But it seems like you've got a bunch of people
Right.
to do it. So I think you should just start doing things.
yes, do anything. Just
Yeah.
start.
I would go, honestly, my thing is, I think go after the one thing that you really want to do And then once you get to do that, you get to expand into doing the other things that you would want to do.
Sure. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Right?
just don't box yourself in too much.
Yeah.
I mean, what I do is I always pull back and just say, like, I'm just going to create a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And you'll know. I mean, obviously, don't diversify too much, but within reason. But just like pick a few things that you dig and have a crew of people that are like-minded and that you have help with, and you can just fucking rock a bunch of cool shit, and you'll know pretty quick what you want to do or which direction to go. Anyways.
Cool. Last one, and then we will wrap the show. Bill Mathias?
Or either one, whichever one you like better. There's no more specifically for
All
Reggie.
right,
but the top
we'll do this one. Bill says, I know it's kind of broad, but what does L.A. mean to you guys? I'm interviewing for a job that may relocate me to L.A. from Pittsburgh. While I've been there, I'm curious why you guys chose L.A. as home.
Oof.
What do you like about L.A. or hate about L.A.? Or are you just here because the gigs are here?
Well, I mean, I had to move here for the gig, but I will say that this is the best. I know people will argue, but I think it's one of the best cities to drive in. Like, I love driving in LA. I like the driving culture in LA, even though it's kind of crazy. But I love that everyone's just going 20 over. It's just like, everyone just goes 20 over. It's just like, that's the thing. That's what people do. They go 20 over. Turn signals is an issue, but a lot of lane drifters, but the roads up here, they're great, and the car culture is really, really great. And then it's very beautiful, and people are health conscious, which I really dig. And there's a lot of great art here. There's like most of the artists I know moved over here. I was in New York before this. A lot of my friends now live here. People are still moving here from Texas, Louisiana, North Carolina, Seattle, Chicago, Pittsburgh. There's so much talent here. So
Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it for those reasons, and the food's very good.
I mean, I'd say, like, one of the things that I love about it is that everyone is probably working on something else. Mm-hmm. Like, I got friends of mine that are doing all this, but they're like, but I'm also writing some scripts and learning script writing. And I'm like, I don't go to New York and have that same experience. Like, people have their lives are their lives, which is great and beautiful. But as a creative person, to be around people that are constantly trying to create and find ways to create and create ways to create. Mm-hmm. If you're a creative person, it's a really rich city to live in. You have to make some pretty fucking gnarly sacrifices to make a living out of this place. But I think that as a creative person, instead of it feeling like a town where there are pockets of creativity, it just feels like an immense town of creativity.
Agreed.
In a way that, like, no other city I know in America feels that way. Other places have little neighborhoods of creativity.
Sure.
This is just creative.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like, this is creative. Like, we're sitting in an amazing Hot Wheels collection doing a podcast.
Yeah. So it's like, how'd you get so small? Get into that case.
We came out here because year-round sports car culture.
Right.
Doesn't exist in a lot of places. And then once I got here, I realized that you could go to a different restaurant every single day of your life if you wanted to.
Yep.
The food and the produce are great, and the people I meet here all like had a dream, and whether they succeeded or not, they like got off their ass wherever they were and came here, and like that initiative and that willingness to like uproot your life and like come here to pursue the thing you dreamt of doing. I tend to like understand people who do that.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it. Like, the psyche of it is like the
that.
psyche of people who are like, I'm gonna fucking just do it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, it means I have to leave like my home behind, but like I want to do this thing, and like I hear that that's where people do it.
Right.
So I'm gonna go to where that is.
Man, and it's one of the few cities that like there's a sick rock scene and punk rock scene, post-punk scene here now. Like there was at least 10 days in a row I saw music a few months ago, and I saw a new band, followed a couple bands, like my friend Nice's band, but like all kinds of bands, Automatic, Flatworms, like there's a whole culture of just, it's like you lifted up a rocket. I lifted up a rock and it's 1986, but in a good way, not like pastiche, like just the spirit of it.
Yeah.
Like real shit, like people really shredding or people really having a hard time at home, but they like got it together and put together a band. Like that spirit is here right now, and I think that that's sick. I've gone to other places and they're like, man, your scene here is going off.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Did you ever get to go down to the Smell when the Smell was popping off?
Yeah, I performed at the Smell.
Smell. I mean, that's like
I
one
don't
of
even
the.
know. What is the Smell?
The Smell is like an all ages sort of collective venue that's
Yeah.
run by kids. It's run by one dude, and then he hires all these kids who come and they donate their time, and it's a atrocious venue as
Yeah.
a venue, but it's amazing because everybody down there is just hanging out and fucking playing songs, and there'll be like a teenage rock band will
Yep.
play, and then you'll play, and
Yep.
then a fucking bunch of girls who are doing fucking Latvian punk rock will
Yeah.
fucking play, and it's a really
And it's
a-
landmarked. The
it's
building's
la-
protected.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It's culturally
Here's
protected.
the website.
Yeah, it's really it's a
Old
very
Factory Records. That's funny.
yeah, Old Factory Records. That's brilliant.
That's
yeah,
very
yeah.
funny,
Jim's, I think it's Jim Smith who was running it, but
It's so good.
it's a very cool little
Yeah.
like nexus point of a cool little scene, and then they grow from there, and you see like bands go on to like Silver Lake Lounge and blah 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 blah. blah. So
Non Plus Ultra is another great venue too.
Oh, where's that?
It's downtown. They had to move a bunch of times because it's always like speakeasy style.
Right.
But the new location's holding, and I've seen insane bands. It's a great community, man.
I'll tell you what,
It's
there's
great.
the names of the bands that are playing at this fucking place are hilarious.
Mexican
Puppy,
Slum Rats?
Couch Surf with a dollar sign as the
Rick,
F.
how about Rick and Dick with Roy G and, the Biv?
Roy, that's when he broke off from DeVoe.
Dude, Shuggy Shooter is fucking awesome.
Oh my
Mini
god.
shopping cart.
Mini shop.
One word.
I want to go
One-
see
one
Mini
word.
Shop.
The only difference I would make to a mini shopping cart is I would lowercase that M.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
then you're
totally.
good to go.
On the
Hoity-toity.
29th, how about you say LOL too much?
All one word again. All one word again.
With 2, by the way, being the number 2, not 2 T-O-O.
And scratch.
Or it's scratch, and
It's
they're
maybe.
hard pronouncing
I
these
hope
S-
it's scratch.
It's pronounced
Please
scratch.
scratch.
Everybody else calls it Scratch, and everybody in the band goes, it's Scratch.
It's
by
the
way.
Oneaters.
Hoity-toity. In the morning.
So
I mean,
good.
come on.
God.
It's great. Like that. You just go there alone, or the what is it? The Sardine. In,
Yeah.
where's it? Long Beach or something like that.
Down there in the
Yeah,
dirtiness.
that's another like punk club or rock club. It's
That's
great,
fucking
man.
great. The names of of these bands at this place are killer.
fantastic.
It's fun.
Fucking
You just
killer.
go there and you're like, oh, it's still happening.
Sardines
Cool.
in San Pedro.
San Pedro, yeah.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, St. Pedro.
Thanks for your time, Reggie. This was really
Oh.
fun. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, man. I love to
Sunday
hang.
in Malibu.
Yeah, I'll
see
be
you
there.
out there.
I'll be there.
That's welcome to the LA car scene.
Thank you, man.
You're fucking the G.
Oh,
This is
man.
excellent.
Well, we still got to
Huge-
beat him in the parking lot.
We still- yeah, right.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, that's
it's-
true.
But it's
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
You'll get through
the
it.
hazing comes.
The
next week.
hazing.
You have to watch all the Fast and Furious.
Oh god.
Yeah.
We got to fucking
Except
chain
for the
Christian-
first one.
We got to chain Christian down to watch all of them. You know they go to space in
I
cars.
know.
you ruined it.
I know.
In the new
I
one.
know.
It was in
I'm
the
fully-
trailer.
yeah, I'm fully aware.
There's a submarine before that, so
Which was somehow worse.
somehow worse. Oh, and by the way, before I just want to say, like, huge fan of the channel, what
Oh,
you
this is
do. And now I'm a
crazy.
huge fan of yours.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it's awesome. It's cool. It's cool to just have like heartfelt connections with people that have real passions. and
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Getting to do what you like doing for your life is pretty cool.
Man, I'll
pretty-
never stop remembering how amazing this
Yeah,
is.
it's pretty fucking cool. All right, that's our show. We'll be back next week. Have a good weekend, everybody. Goodbye.